Lateness is greatness, yeah? But listen, I know I'm super duper late, but that game put me to sleep. We ain't really going to talk about that too much. Today is still a W. W settings only is still a W. I haven't uploaded since the 3-hour stream when the announcement came out. I didn't upload yesterday. I didn't know if I was going to be able to come on this platform without getting suspended because I had too much to say. I had way too much to say. But luckily, with all the graft, with all the hard work, all the hashtags, all the protests, everything, everybody's got together and we've managed to get this club back on track, back where they should be competing in games like this. We played shit today. And we're going to get into that a little bit, but mostly we're going to talk about freedom in football. The fact that we're out of this mess. Terrible game. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit, as Gattuso would say. But I'm glad. I'm glad that today we played a game. We played awful. But if we don't win our games, we don't qualify for the Champions League. That's how it should be. If we don't play well, West Ham qualify. Leicester qualify. That's the way it's meant to be. I've got my apple juice. I've got Dami in the cut. Without further ado, people, we're getting into it. Man can't even find the intro, but we're getting into it. Dami, let me welcome you in. Because man can't even find the intro. I'm trying to scroll down. I'm on a PC that I'm not familiar with. But bro, how are you doing today? Is Dami muted? Dami, you're muted.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, fam. Talk up, fam.
Like I said, bro, honestly, honest to you people, let me not even lie. As you can see, Matisse, I'm not even in my usual background, you know, I'm coming from.
Yeah.
But obviously, I've been caught slacking when it comes to uploading. My video is uploading now, 3 minutes long. I didn't even put, you can watch that. I promise you it's entertaining. But Matisse, I'm not even going to come onto the platform for much longer. I'm not going to fake any energy right now. I am drained, bro. Do you know where I'm coming from? I am drained. A lot of fans are going to be like, yes, we finally overcome this. Chelsea have found their senses. They are still dickheads, blood. Let's not even forget that. They are still dickheads, fam. This is not going to be swept under the rug the same way when you break your mom's favorite glass, she always brings it up, fam. You understand where you're coming from? That's what that man did. I told people, I said, what were you man thinking? What did you think was going to happen? Boris Johnson and the UK got involved, bro. Do you not remember how Roman Abramovich was chasing a British visa to get back into the country? Are you aware that the Chelsea Trust, which I have signed up for, if you're not signed up to it, check Jay's recent tweet. I've paid for shares in the Chelsea team, so if they need to vote, I'll be voting myself. You know them ones there, bro. Them man were going to take the Chelsea name and they were going to take the stadium away from, and it would have been. There were too many things that were going to force them to cut off from. You understand? Too many things for them to get forced off. So for me, obviously, and to add to the game, let me even talk about the game very quickly. People on the tier were dragging me for this opinion, but I'm going to die by this opinion. Them man were more shocked than us. It's the equivalent, of waking up in the morning and being like, Rob, okay, Matisse, let's say you are still working at Sainsbury's. You get to Sainsbury's in the morning. They tell you your salary has been doubled. You're going to go, Then they now tell you about, Rob, you can't go back home because your parents are angry with you. And then obviously things have messed up. You're not going to chat to your girlfriend again because they had ruined them, fam. Mentally finished. They were finished, bro. Nobody can tell me otherwise. Tuchel definitely messed up some things. But then again, everything is a massive cluster, fam. Everything is a massive cluster mess. Look at Liverpool yesterday. That man struggled too, bro. Us, we struggled today as well. In the midst of this whole thing, the fact that them players even went out there and did that, you don't think they were scared and pissed themselves in the bus, bro? Too many things wrong.
When it comes to that performance, there's no way I can analyze that game. Everybody was way off the pace. There was no pressing. There was no creativity. There was no accuracy in the passing. There was no... I mean, what did we have in the end? 2 shots or something like that? None on target? I don't even know. I'm going to check out the stats. But we were horrendous. Do you know what I'm saying? Back to front, there was nothing there. They were conceding opportunities. Goldberg hit the post. For me, mentally, just like it's been mentally draining for us, I have to assume it's been mentally draining for players that have played this game since they're 7, 8 years old and have known one way of competition, and for that to be ripped from them in the space of, a couple of hours. Because these players weren't notified. They weren't told. It just came out of the blue. just like it did for everybody else. And I think the reason why they were probably kept in the dark is because they know performances would drop off if they found out this was going on. So I can't judge the performance. A lot of people are saying you can't make excuses. You know, I expected this, I expected that. These men are not robots. Yeah, they're human beings. And me, myself, the last few days, since I did that 3-hour stream, I've been dejected, drained, tired, just everything since that stream. I haven't uploaded since that stream. I didn't go to sleep that night. Then I passed out in the middle of the next day. I did DG's stream. That was calm. Did Big Six. But I've not been in the mood. My whole mood and just energy levels have just dropped ever since I heard that. Because it was an absolute farce of an idea in the first place.
100. If I didn't go missing for the last week or whatever I was for my content, you might not have seen me in the last 2 days because I've been struggling with this thing. Let me keep it real, bruv. Let me keep it hella real with you, fam. You understand? On Sunday evening, was meant to be going to bed, fam. And then that man broke out the news. I streamed at 10 p.m., fam, on my channel, bro. Unprovoked, fam. And I shouted down the camera for 1 hour, fam. Can you imagine? Matisse knows me, fam, before work. Then when I finished with that, I hopped on your stream after as well. Everything was also a massive mess. And my issue is, them man are trying to clean up because they know the consequences.
Of course they do. Of course. Let
me tell you one thing, yeah. Perez is obviously, that we'll talk about, we can make a whole stream about Perez, but let me tell you one thing. One thing they didn't expect was for the UK government to get involved. People are always talking about the PL being the biggest team in the league. If them man were smart, one team, just one of the big six not taking part of this, we wouldn't have even had this launching in the first place. You understand?
It was reported that Chelsea and Man City felt like they had to get involved because they didn't want to be left behind. Bro,
Matisse,
if you look at each club's debt, Chelsea have no outstanding debts. Do you know what I'm saying?
I hear you, but Matisse, my thing is, it was reported like that. But one thing I said to people who told me that as well, leaders and big teams don't follow people, bro. They make their own decisions. Them man could have easily blocked this off. They could have shafted the other teams, fam. They could have easily done it, bro. You need 15 teams to jack up the remaining 5. That's all it took. And them man still went ahead with it, fam. And then people really expect me to come out here and be, oh, listen, I don't have energy for that, bro. I don't have it, fam. And people are bringing up all sorts of fake news all over the platform, fam. Honestly, Matisse, that buzz that we all got to be able, honestly, that buzz we all got at like 6 or 5 o'clock just came here, and that's what carried us through tonight, and that's what carried us up onto this stream. I swear to God, the fact that Klopp decided to leave. I, on the other hand, I've stepped away from the TL. I haven't tweeted since. I didn't tweet about the game, bro. Only once. I deleted the tweet as well because I stepped back and I clocked. I said, Matisse, them man just did it to save them asses, bro.
Bro.
That's
today. I've said this already on my socials. Today is about the fans. It's not about the board. It's not about anybody who made decisions. Cool. It's about the fans. You saw Petr Cech out there. Everyone was going absolutely nuts for the protests. Yeah. Big up the fans for doing that protest. Big up the fans, the ones that couldn't go in other countries that have been hashtagging under the tweets, hashtagging under the club's tweets, hashtagging on Instagram, tagging players. You've seen some players come out today. You saw Henderson come out. You saw the whole Liverpool team now come out. You saw so many players coming out and speaking.
Pep.
Big up. Do you know what I'm saying? Big up to all the fans. I'm not here to give credit to the board or anybody. Cool, you've done your reverse thing. Well done for being the first 2 clubs in England to reverse it. You should never have gone into it anyway. The praise today goes with the fans. It goes with the people. Unbelievable protest. They stopped that bus from going in. This quote here, I was affected, and so I think the players were affected today. The reason why I kept tweeting is because I said I'm going to continue to support this team in this game, regardless of whether or not we're in the European Super League or not, because I know Tuchel didn't decide this. I know the players didn't decide this. We look up to these players. We glorify these individuals. These are our heroes. They play for our club. But what we need to understand is despite them making hundreds of thousands of pounds a week, some of them, they are absolutely bottom of the pecking order when it comes to decision making. They're not even informed. They're not informed. They are employees. They are the checkouts. They are the people that are doing the stock in the supermarket. The only thing is that these are the most the individuals are the most talented people in the whole sport, but they're at the bottom of the sport. And the guys that are making the decisions are faceless, are shameless. Don't come to the cameras. You know what I'm saying?
Perez had the audacity. Do you know
Perez? You saw Perez's quotes last night, right?
Do you know what killed me? Do you want to know what killed me? Do you want to know what killed me yesterday? Do you want to know what killed me? Do you want to know what drove me over the edge? The one thing he said. He called us.
He said 18 to 24
fans. No. He didn't not. They called us legacy fans, Matisse. I'm not an old pack of FIFA 2004 from way back when, fam. They called me a legacy fan. The audacity on this bastard, fam. Can you imagine? A legacy. Matisse, do you know what that means, bro? They're talking about Crash Bandicoot from 2006, fam. Are you joking? Remastered edition, fam. What do I look like? Call of Duty, bro. What on earth are them man talking about? 16 to 14, 24 years old. Them man don't even know what the offside rule is, blood. They don't even know what that means. Yeah. And you're coming to talk about all that. Bro, honestly, yeah, this is shocking. Honestly, like I said, I'm going to be on this stream for about another 15 or 20 minutes. Mentally, I'm not going to come out here and fake energy. It can't run. I swear to God, it cannot run.
Bro, when it comes to Perez, when it comes to Kroenke, when it comes to Ed Woodward stepping down, when it comes to Joe Glazer, Mark Henry, all these brothers need to step down. All of these brothers need to step down. They need to step down. All of these brothers need to step down. I will be hashtagging Kroenke out. I will be hashtagging Glazers out. I will be on it. I don't care what club. It's not about clubs anymore. This last few days has shown that us qualifying for Champions League or Europa League, minuscule. This result today, minuscule. These club rivalries, minuscule. In comparison to what fuckery they tried to do, it's all minuscule. Everything is minuscule in comparison.
Can I read out to you?
Yeah,
man, I tweet about people were dragging me. I was affected, so I think the players were affected. We talk of nothing else but hashtag Super League before the match. Nobody asked about the match before. We tried to create an atmosphere to win the game, but we could not. Spitting, bro. When are people going to realize that's why what happened today, fam? Do you think them were thinking straight yesterday? I could even concentrate at work, fam, and I don't. See, let me tell you, man, real quick here. Whatever happens in football, honestly, my life keeps on moving. You know them ones there. I keep on moving, fam. But them man are fully ingrained in the thing. Look at Tuchel's presser yesterday. Man, they were abusing it for not dragging, fam. Imagine you sign the contract at a new job. What are you expecting? What are you expecting, fam? People are talking about Chelsea out the ESL. Of course they have to be, fam. Did you see the revolt at Stamford Bridge? Did you see that, Matisse? You saw it, fam.
Bro, it's no surprise that the clubs in the most debt are the ones that are taking the longest to withdraw from this, right? Real Madrid, they're the ones that set up. Perez, no surprise, Real Madrid are in debt. Barcelona in debt. Tottenham, wealthy, no, they're not. they definitely want this bread. Do you know what I'm saying? Man City and Chelsea were the two richest teams in that draw currently, and they're the ones that were easiest to sway and easiest to come out. It's no surprise. It's all about needing money. And he said it himself. He was very honest in that interview. He said, we need money. We need our P's back. We lost a lot of money over the pandemic. This is about money. He made it extremely clear to you. And that is why I could never get on board with this European Super League, because it was never about improving the game. It was never about making a better quality product. It's about money. That's all it's about. And other parts of football are about money, but at least we still have the fundamental rules and regulations in the game that we've always had, at least.
Man said, let's reduce the time of football from 90 minutes down to something else. And he said 16 to 24-year-olds are not caring. Bro, it's the soccer fans in America, blood. Let me say that right now, bro. Those are the people that have got... See, let's not do this, fam. Them man were on the violation thing from day one.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean?
What I mean by what?
Soccer fans, what do you mean?
Man was talking about 16 to 24-year-olds not caring about football. That the game was too long. Now 90 minutes is too long for the attention span. Maybe he's talking about a different audience, not this one. I promise you that. Because obviously we know who we're tailoring this audience for. No, I'm not even dragging my people up in America. Big up to all my American people. You understand? I'm not even dragging them. But at the end of the day, for me, yeah, this entire thing, Matisse, from top to bottom was a blood clot mistake. And the club have pulled out. You know them ones where, this is the equivalent, yeah? Let me tell you what this thing is. This is what Chelsea have done. Is the equivalent of breaking your mom's favorite glass and sweeping up the kitchen and expecting her to be happy with you, fam. How the hell we expect her to be happy, fam? You've damaged it already, bro. Absolutely damaged the thing. Once you break that glass, it's broken. You clean it up, don't make no difference. You understand?
Tuchel just came out with a quote there saying that before the game, all we was talking about is the Super Cup. Listen, it's true. And like I keep saying to people, this is why I can't analyze or review or criticize or anything in this game, because you need to understand this game is these people's livelihoods on that pitch. This is their livelihood. Imagine your brain processing that competition is going to change the landscape of the sport that you've been playing since you were 6, 7, 8 years old is going to change forever. Imagine trying to process that. Me trying to process that as a fan has messed me up over the last few days. So just picture Mason Mount, all these players. Just picture it in the last few days, the way that they've probably been moving. They're not at 100%. It's the finer details and finer percentages. You guys need to understand these guys are playing elite level, top level sport. And at top level sport, you need every single percentage correct going into that game. That is why there is sports science. That is why there is warm-up before the games. These brothers even getting delayed on the coach because of protests. That is going to mess up their brain. They're going to be thinking, yo, what's going on outside? This is nuts. That is all messing with their mentality. You need every single percentage. These guys are playing at top-level football where the game is thick and fast. Go onto that pitch at that speed with that level of fitness and just deep, just how difficult it is. This is not Sunday League. This is the Premier League. It's not easy. You need to be at your very best. We got whooped 5-2 to West Brom when we wasn't at our best. So what did you expect tonight? For me, the result and the performance is meaningless today. We know that we need to qualify for the top 4. Thank God this game actually means something now, because 24 hours ago, it didn't mean shit. This game didn't even mean anything. So at least it means something now. That's a great thing to have. But all that's gone on in the last 2 days has been an absolute joke. And I'm not saying that we ain't got problems already. I've already spoken about this. FIFA, UEFA, they're not out of the woods. Building stadiums in poor conditions and underpaying workers. UEFA not tackling. Hold on. Just 1 second. UEFA not tackling racism. UEFA having a Nations League, not caring about player welfare, having multiple tournaments on that are not necessary. That's all about money. Hosting finals in random, nations that have nothing to do with the heritage of football, like hosting in Baku. It's got nothing to do with it. Qatar for the World Cup, nothing to do with football again. All about money. So these corporations are the reason. These institutions are the reason why we're in this mess in the first place. You can go back to so many different people, but it's very important that you take out the individuals, the Cronkies, the Henrys, the Glazers, all Perez, all these brothers have got to go. They got to go. I'm sorry. That's got to be their final. That's got to be their final moment in football. They've got to go. So every fan base, you still need to continue to push your hashtags. You need to continue to push these brothers out until they're gone. I don't know. I'm sorry. That's just the way it goes. I'm afraid. That's just ridiculous. What's tried to go on there? This super chat here. Chelsea played like they was already in the Super League. Massive points dropped. Of course, it's massive points dropped. But my point is that is all minuscule in comparison to what we just came out of. For me, today is still a victory. Today is still a win. That's the result today in comparison to what we were just facing and what we have just overcome as a fan base by protesting, by hashtagging, by making videos. That is more important to me than any result tonight. I'm sorry.
I hope any fan that saw what you man clock, you see you have a voice in it. You see the value of speaking. Now, I saw idiots saying, oh, raw, that you man going to the bridge are wasting your time. Your tweets are wasting time. You tagging players is wasting time. You tag Rashford, bare times, man came out and talked. You've got Milner talking. You've got the pundits talking. You've got Bearman talking. We went to the bridge. They had to bring out one of the executives, fam, to come and chat to us, bro. I bought my ticket to the thing, fam. 60 block clock quid, fam. I was going to London, if not for work, bro. I was going there to protest. You think I'm on the Jake Man thing? Absolutely not. But like I said, Matisse has rightfully said, today is a victory in football. Let's keep it hella real. It's a victory, but tomorrow, people will be caned, fam. Let me keep it very real with you. Tomorrow,
yeah, the Chelsea Supporters Trust have already come out and said that they're going to be looking for resignations, and they should. And by the way, if Chelsea still get punished, if I'm taking off my blue tinted glasses, Chelsea should still be punished.
100.
They were plotting against the league that they're currently in. That is ridiculous. That is not how football works. You have communication, you have meetings with the bodies that you are part of. The Premier League has been very good to Chelsea. I was saying with Big Steve on the Big Six, if everybody's, Gary Neville came down and put the letter of the law down on Liverpool, on Manchester United for the tradition, on Arsenal for the tradition. Chelsea and Manchester City fans should know that this is wrong. Because 20, 30 years ago, we wouldn't even be in this competition because our club was not considered part of the Big Six. We didn't have the stature. We were having Save the Bridge posters outside. We were having fights up and down the divisions. So for us to be involved it's just because we had the right spot in football history. It's not down to Perez or any of these brothers giving a shit about Chelsea Football Club. It's just because we make money. We got peas now. We're big. But Chelsea fans understand that we were not always like this. We have had to grind up. And before Roman Abramovich came, we were still on the grind. Yes, financially we were struggling, but Chelsea was still reaching semi-finals of Champions League before Abramovich. They were still getting to FA Cup finals under Di Matteo scoring winners. So Chelsea have been grinding for a long time to get to this position. And the only reason why we were selected is because of we were in the right spot in football history and no other reason. So Chelsea and Man City fans should know and do know that this was bullshit and unacceptable to be put into a league where you can't be relegated, where you can't be challenged, where performance means nothing. There is no competition. And some people were trying to say, oh, Matisse, it doesn't matter because there's still 5 spaces. That's the equivalent of someone having a mansion, loads of rich people, the monarchy, the Queen, the British monarchy. Oh, the poor people, you can come round today. Have a visit, have a tour. And if you're not good enough, by the way, you can't stay. But you can come in for a little bit. Come and check it out. Look around.
You're not good enough.
What kind of bullshit is that?
Not even that. Think about it like this even. Them man are eating at the table, fam. They're eating at the table. The 5 teams that come in, they can have their Frankfurter sausages and fish and chips. And when we're done eating our caviar, any few eggs left, you man can eat the scraps. That's exactly what that thing was, bro. Them man were basically saying that all top 10 teams could pay for the food, yeah? Your man like Arsenal and Tottenham could finish dead last, not do anything, and still eat at that table, blood. You know them ones there? That's exactly what them man were trying to do. And I can't even thought of getting involved. Why didn't these man think this thing through, fam? Barcelona and Atletico are still involved. Are you aware of that? Have you seen that? Them man are still balls deep.
Listen, bro, as far as I'm concerned now, this thing will collapse. This thing will collapse now. It will collapse because you can't have a Super League now with no Bayern Munich, no Dortmund, no Chelsea, no Man City, and there's a couple of other English teams now dropping the bag as well. Arsenal, Fabrizio Romano just got the notification, are set to leave the Super League. Not that they should have been in it anyway, because they're in the middle of the fucking table, but cool. Do you know what I'm saying? Tottenham, don't know how you got in there over Ajax and Celtic, who have way more European football pedigree than you will ever have. But cool. Everybody's dropping out now, bro. Everybody's dropping out. Sponsors were always going to be like, yo, Heineken, MasterCard. Why? We signed up to a long-term deal in the UEFA Champions League. Where do you think you lot are going? This was always going to be a long-ass process, but I am just relieved because my head for the last 24, 48 hours has been all over the place. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that our Real Madrid game, our game against Real Madrid, is a once in a decade opportunity. We don't play Real Madrid every week, and I'm so happy about that. We just drop points, and we might not make the Champions League, and I'm so happy that performance leads to results. It leads to qualification. It leads to reward and failure. I'm so happy. I'm so happy, bro. We just drew with Brighton, and West Ham now have an advantage. And if West Ham make it and we don't, cool. I'm going to be pissed because I want us to be in it. But I'm so happy that West Ham Football Club have the opportunity to qualify for the Champions League. Because if they don't, then why are they playing? If it was going to go the way it was going to go, what is the point? First, if you don't finish first and you don't finish in the bottom 3, what's the point? Everything in between is meaningless. Every game after you know you can't win it is meaningless. More games like tonight that really don't have any edge to it would have been happening in the league because you can't win.
100.
A girl that told us in her drunken ways that she was always knowing that this was never going to happen. Anita, welcome. How are you, my darling? Because opportunity is not going to be coming because things are staying as normal, thank God.
I don't know. I don't care anymore. I'm over it. I'm so over it. Like,
yeah,
I was calm from the jump. It's just not a surprise to me, innit? I don't really have words today. Like,
Hey, Anita, do you know what I mean? I don't like. Honestly, I'm just sitting here because status quo. You understand? I wasn't going to leave you two hanging. I wasn't going to leave my subscribers. Honestly, if I wasn't a content creator, you would have caught me on anything today. Because honestly, I'm on my third bottle of medication. You understand? Third bottle of medication. You understand? I've had to use the tissue paper to hide the apple juice before Matisse's channel gets checked. You understand? But honestly speaking, today, this whole thing from when I woke up in the afternoon and read that news, I've been in a bad mood. You know them. Since I've been in a bad mood since. I streamed for 4 hours on Sunday. I streamed for so long yesterday. And no. It's mad. People telling me to relax on don't worry, I've got high tolerance, you understand? But honestly speaking, respectfully, this club here tomorrow, I'm going to be deconstructing it. You understand? The whole thing talked about them. Like I said to Anita, like I said to Matisse, Anita, this thing is you know when your mom, I don't know about you, but your mom probably has her favorite mug or her favorite glass in the kitchen, the one she likes to drink water from. You understand? If you break that mug and sweep it up, it don't mean she's going to be happy, blood. It don't mean too much, does it? Yeah, you cleaned it up, but doesn't mean that the mess was still not there, bro. So what's this?
I've never felt so unified with other fan bases than I have in the last 2 days. That's one good thing that's come out of this. Because we all have our jokes and our rivalries and everything, but I have never wanted Kroenke out of Arsenal so fucking much. I've never wanted Glazers out of Manchester United so much. I've never wanted Henry out of Liverpool so much. Everybody that was a co-chairman on that list, I want them out of football.
Even ours?
Huh?
Even ours?
Who was on the list for us?
Well, we joined.
Yeah, but who was on the co-chairman list? Because the reports that went out, went out with Chelsea and Man City, for me, not every sin is created equal. So as angry as I am that Chelsea and Man City even decided to join, but they also said that it was a last-minute decision and these brothers felt like, they couldn't be left behind, they joined. Disgraceful logic. Disgraceful decision. Sheep. Hold on. Sorry. Hold on. Like, I know Arsenal are out, Liverpool out. They've
literally said we made it.
Yeah, we're going to read out their statement, but
yeah,
I'm angry at Chelsea and Man City for even joining, for not even understanding that was wrong, for not even thinking that the fans wouldn't react, because why would you even do that? Like, we're not going to be happy about that. But not all sins are created equal. And for me, the owners at Liverpool, Arsenal, and Manchester United, along with Perez and at Juventus, that right there, that is the famous five for me. Those five clubs really pushed this shit because they started the negotiations. Do you know what I'm saying? They started it from the beginning years ago. Perez started this back in 2009. That's long. Do you know what I'm saying? His sin is not equal to my man's sin who just came in last Friday and was like, yoink, I'm in. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, facts.
Unbelievable, man.
I feel that. I said it earlier on today. I don't even know how many times I've said this on streams already. Roman Abramovich, people saying that Chelsea started this shit. Well, look at that. We ended it. Like, people just need to allow it, man. This whole thing has been draining. Like, I'm so tired. It's been draining. It's sucked the life out of me. Like, obviously, I know I was throwing jokes around on Sunday. I watched that back, by the way. That was awful and embarrassing. Wow. That was oof. Man. I watched it back and it's true. Like, it was never gonna happen. This shit was never gonna happen. There was gonna be no way. There was going to be no way that one party would leave another party. There's absolutely no way. And people in the comments say Roman can't escape criticism. That's fine. No one can escape criticism. But I am very hell-bent on dragging the scapegoats. I am very hell-bent on it. I'm hell-bent on dragging FSG, Glazers, Perez, Cronky, and I'm so hell-bent on it because these men don't spend a penny for their clubs but can invest in this.
You can see who the real criminals are. Do you know what I'm saying? Proper criminals. I'm talking like it's actually mad. It's obviously just become official that all the English clubs have now left. Process to leave the league has started. So these brothers have got a whole heap of legal issues to do now because apparently, according to Perez, it was all binding contracts and everything was all signed up. It's going to be very difficult to leave. Perez was on smoke in his interview. He seemed to think that this was all done. So for all of these clubs now to leave, it's like when you do bad business and you sign a player and you like, oh, we should not have signed him. It's like, how can these $billion people just make decisions on a whim like this, and then 48 hours there's been a couple riots and now you man are out. Yeah. I'm actually embarrassed for you. I'm embarrassed for you lot that you lot have actually flip-flopped.
Can I say something as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Because I need to cut in 5 minutes permanently, but can I say something very quickly, yeah? If you actually look at this whole thing and deep it, have you guys seen what else is popping off today that was silent, that nobody clocked?
Go for it.
Did you see what happened at UEFA today as well?
What happened?
They have a new board member from Bayern Munich. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah, that brother, yeah.
Them man, watch the other big clubs, watch them get members in the UEFA thing as well. You understand? Watch them fill that thing up. Watch them pack all them things. Let me tell you, yeah, this was a power play, but they were not expecting it to go down this badly. I can promise you that. One thing that messed up this whole thing is the government's involvement. That is what has killed this thing. I promise you that's what's killed it. It was going to go. Perez was talking. Did you man see how Perez was talking yesterday?
I didn't obviously get to watch it,
Perez
but from the quotes, he looked like he was a very confident man that felt like as if... Now, obviously, I thought this was a plea to, or maybe it still was, but a plea to obviously get more money out of UEFA and to get better deals for themselves as big clubs because, they feel like they, bring the most revenue into the competition, which they do. They're the highlight attraction, so they want UEFA to start treating them fairly and be more transparent. I like the fact that he called out UEFA and said they need to be more transparent. What does the UEFA president earn? What is going on in all these things? I like the way that he was very direct about it, which hasn't happened in football. It's been a very, football's been a secret in FIFA, in UEFA, the way that these organizations run, the way that they handle situations. They don't, they don't have a face to them. They don't speak in public. They don't have press conferences. So I like the fact that he was boisterous in that. However, two rights don't make a wrong. And that is what I've been saying for the last few days. Just because UEFA and FIFA absolutely have been corrupt to the bones and have been awful in massive issues like racism and have been a joke in player welfare in terms of creating tournaments like the Nations League and things like that, it doesn't mean that this Super League is the solution. It doesn't mean that we should be now entering a competition that is run by Perez, Kroenke. Come on, are you mad? You expect me to believe that Kroenke, the Glazers, all these brothers that Manchester United fans and Arsenal fans have been crying to get out of their clubs for all these years are now the people that we should be under?
And they care about what the fans are saying. Don't get me wrong, like I have heard the younger fans talk about flipping, they want to see more competitive matches. I've heard that. I've been hearing that. That's fine. But don't pretend like you care. You don't care. You don't give a damn. Perez was high yesterday, man. He even forgot to mention Tottenham's name when announcing the big
I did find that quite funny. They don't deserve to even be in there. I'm gonna read out Arsenal's statement because I think Arsenal, I mean, the top of their caption, and I hope Chelsea release something similar in their caption. I don't want to see just statement. I want to see an apology. Do you know what I'm saying? Tomorrow morning, they'll probably release it because they had the game tonight. Yeah. As of a result of listening to you and the wider football community over the last few days, we are withdrawing from the proposed Super League. We made a mistake and we apologize for it. So Arsenal's statement, I don't know if there's any more to it than that. I'm clicking into it now. But yeah, there is a lot more to it.
That's really big of them. Really big of them.
But however, I still hope there is some sort of punishment from the Premier League. 100%. You can't just crawl back now because there's been What, backlash? Absolutely, bro.
But
There
why
has to
would
be
the
something.
Premier League punish them? They didn't leave the Premier League. It's UEFA that will have to
Well,
punish
sorry,
them.
yeah, UEFA. Sorry, yeah, you're correct. UEFA will have to. UEFA should punish them in some way, shape, or form.
To be honest, I'm still not even happy because I'm not being funny. They're both as evil and corrupt as each other.
That's what I'm saying. It's very annoying for me to have to even talk like I'm defending UEFA. UEFA are a bunch of scumbags. Do you know what I'm saying? The fans are just caught in the crossfire here.
I honestly can't believe it. But my thing is, all I'm gonna say is when racism does the same thing, I better see every single Chelsea fan out there that they were today. That's all I'm saying. Ridiculous.
You're not wrong, innit? But now, I don't know how much longer you guys are going to go on. If I need to head back to mine, when I get back, if you guys are still hopping, I'll just hop back into stream. Yeah, is that calm?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah,
where are you, Dami?
What?
Where are you?
Actually, I genuinely have to come and sort something out.
I think it's trying to catch you in 4K.
I can't catch you. You can't.
I didn't upload yesterday, so I'll probably go on for quite a while because I have a lot to say. I'm bringing in Saj as well, who's got a lot to say. So,
no worries.
How long are you going to be dipping for?
It's just like, what, 20 minutes?
Oh, yeah, I'll still be running.
Oh, that's enough for a round, huh?
I really want you in 4K.
I want it on. Oh my god!
Oh, man.
Just saying.
Don't kill me, Anita. Nah, less of that.
That background's looking.
Super chat here. Poor performance tonight. But our club has been saved tonight. They realised the error of their ways, and us fans come out on top, up the Chelsea. You know, some people are reporting that they didn't leave because of the protest. They left because of the wider backlash, maybe from media companies. I don't know if UEFA Champions League have put a new proposal forward. They could have done that. You know, they may have even put
speculation. There was speculation that they were going to leave earlier on during the day anyway. So I don't think it was down to the protest or down to stopping the bus at all. But by the way, it doesn't mean that the protests were in vain or anything. But I'm just saying it's not directly because of the protests, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah. No, I think everything has kind of contributed a little bit. The fact that they couldn't even start on time shows them that we're not playing games. Just what I'm saying. Like they couldn't even start their game on time. So if they thought they had
to come out.
How shameless is that as well? That Petr Cech, they said. I mean, it's predictable, isn't it? Right? They send out a club legend. People are not going to turn on him. They send him out as the guy that, you know, calms down the people and whatnot. It would have been nice if they sent out, you know, maybe one of the more senior people that actually probably made the decision, but that was never.
Do you know what, Matisse? They couldn't have sent them out. Do you know why? He would have got rushed. You respect Petr Cech. The other person would have got rushed. I'm gonna tell you that for free.
Facts. It's true. I mean, credit to everybody that went out there. Obviously the groundwork has been happening online as well. It's been nuts though. It's been nuts. And Perez, I mean, we have Real Madrid in what, next week? How is that fixture even, bro? You know, I was like, I'm really happy we're here. Do you know what I mean? I'm looking forward to. We're not just coming up against Real Madrid anymore. We're battling against anti-football. Do you know what I'm saying? Like this is Perez's army now. We absolutely have to win that game. It'll be surprising if they allow. Well, I guess they can't kick them out of the competition, can they? I mean, it would be crazy if they did, wouldn't it?
If I was them, I would start dishing out bans to Perez and his Cronky, all of them lot. Like, let's see a Villarreal Roma final, please.
I think they did say that Real Madrid can't compete in future Champions League tournaments. Sorry, future European football tournaments, unless Perez is no longer chairman. So he may have to step down if Real Madrid are to ever compete again, which I think is 100% fair. That would be the stance I would take if I was them as well.
Yeah, 100%. That means Perez will definitely step down because the board members will not have that.
Yeah. No, you can't have Perez profiting from being in the Champions League. Absolutely not. I mean, we'll talk about the game briefly because I'm not going to lie to you. I wasn't really watching it. It was absolutely diabolical to watch. Like I said already, the players clearly didn't have their heads screwed on for it. Tuchel's already come out and said that as well. Misplaced passes, no creativity, barely any shots on goal, no concentration. You know, it was very reminiscent of the West Brom game. I thought Mason Mount starting in the double pivot, for me, this just further says to me why he should not be playing that deep. When he plays higher up, he gets in the half spaces, he turns, he has the energy, he has the aggression that you need in that position to change the game. You know, it's all good having your technical ballers in there, which is nice, but for me, that messed up the midfield dynamic tonight, putting him deeper. And that's why I've never really been a one to push that, to say that he should be playing deeper right now. Maybe later on in his career, Frank Lampard moved back as well. But this early in his career, for him to be moving back right now in the way that this team's set up, he's actually one of the guys that you think could score. So, I mean, what did you make of the performance for the bits that you was awake for?
Listen,
it's cool that you slept. It was shocking.
I slept for 60%, because you know what? Once the announcements were flooding in, and then that timeline, I was watching the timeline for like the first 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I looked at the match a bit. I slept right before half time. My dad woke me up, and it was the second half already. That half was absolutely boring, man. I couldn't do it. I slept from, I'd say 65 minutes to the 75th minute. I woke up again, slept for another 5 minutes. I was like, this is dead. Like, it's dead.
It was so bad.
It felt like a
game where the Super League was still going on, and it was a meaningless game. That's what it felt like.
Yeah. I still want to see Mason Mount in a double pivot. I won't lie. I still want to see it. I don't think today counts, in my opinion. Nothing about today counts. We were losing balls recklessly. Brighton were pressuring us recklessly, and Zuma was doing a madness like he has no brain, and it was just diabolical. And to be honest, I want to forget about this game, because it was the most boring game I've watched. I'd rather watch us lose to West Brom. You know, at least there was some excitement in there, some entertainment. This was absolutely diabolical. But I still want to see Mason Mount in a double pivot. I want to see it. Yeah, I still want to see.
I think he's needed higher up the pitch, personally. I think when Jorginho, Kova, Kante are all fully fit and flowing, I think he's needed higher up the pitch for me. And Gilmore.
Of course, of course. When everyone else is fully fit, Mason Mount is higher up the pitch, 100%. But I want to see how he can play in a double pivot, because there are so many fans that say that he can play in a.
You just want to see what it looks like.
Yeah, I want to see exactly what it looks like. I want to assess it for myself and see if that can work going forward to accommodate the rest of our creatives. But at the same time, we've got the likes of flipping Ziyech. I'm tired of defending this guy. 1 week he's good. The next week,
it's very inconsistent, isn't it? Yeah, but I can't judge him today. I can't even judge him today. So I'm just gonna pretend this game didn't happen. That's why I haven't even that. You know, there's a few changes to the title, as you can see. I didn't put review. I put the scoreline in there, obviously, just to make a mark of it on the channel that we covered the game. But I'm not putting a review, because we're not really reviewing. There's nothing to really review or analyze. It was a freak game under special circumstances. For me, today's a W regardless. I'll fly through some super chats before we go through some of the people in the chat, because you guys are putting in some really cool stuff. Rodri here says, do you guys think that Havertz in the false nine has failed experiment, and Mount in the pivot is something we should not see in a long time? I mean, to say a failed experiment, I wouldn't say that. But he's not for me right now, I wouldn't say he's the long-term solution and don't get a striker. For me, he's not a natural number 9. So you have to get that. You have to get that. A lot of people have been saying, okay, potentially he's not. We don't need a number 9, and we can move forward with.
People need to stop saying that. People need to stop saying that, because I'm going to get mad. We need a 9. We need a 9. Havertz is not the solution. This is temporary, please. It's like putting a plaster on a broken leg. Please, we need a 9. Thank you.
No, I couldn't agree more. People are putting in the chat that the Super League is suspended. Juventus was backed out of it. Of course, bro. Listen, it's like dominoes. Once the first domino falls, the rest of them fall. Yeah. Chelsea were the first ones with the protest. Then Manchester City immediately after, or borderline the same time. Those were the two weakest links in it, because those two were already wavering about joining in the first place. And once Chelsea and Man City are not in it, and Dortmund and Bayern not in it, what is it? It's not a Super League anymore. It's a joke. Do you know what I'm saying?
Do you know why this is so mad, yeah? Because I feel like Perez is an idiot, right? I'm not saying I want it to happen or anything, but if you were gonna drop the announcement, why not drop it when the league is done? When Europa League's done, Champions League's done, everyone's focusing on Euros. Why don't you just sprinkle it then? Like Perez, you're a businessman. Use your brain. Everyone has time right now.
To drop it when we still have matches. By the way, England are not in an absolute lockdown now, so they can go out freely. Everybody's been enjoying themselves, bro. There was always this, like, people were always going to do a madness. Man United protest is planned for Saturday. Man City is planned Saturday. I'm guessing the Man City one will be called off. The Man United one will probably still go ahead for the Glazers. But
they need to get the hell out.
Yeah, I don't know why this brother thought he could drop this news now. Like, why do it? Why not do it when the season's? I'm not trying to give you tips. You know what I'm saying?
Sense. It didn't make any sense.
Stupidity,
like, on the Monday morning when I was reading all the terms, I'm like, why are you dropping this now? No one's gonna. We've all got time on our hands. We've all got time on our hands. There's still matches going on. People are going to protest. It was ridiculous, man. I'm so sorry. They should have dropped it in euros.
Drizzy says, "Forgive my Chelsea slander. You guys need to pummel Real Madrid for all fans, fam." That's how I'm looking at it. You know what I'm saying? Leeds yesterday until Liverpool dropped out, it was Leeds for football. And then against Real Madrid, I don't think it can change because the way, unless Perez resigns, then it's going to be Chelsea versus anti-football against Real Madrid. Do you know what I'm saying? So we have to, that game is more than a semi-final now. We have to absolutely trash them. We have to beat them. We absolutely have to beat them.
I hope UEFA comes out with Real Madrid cannot play unless Perez resigns. That's all I'm saying. And I hope they come out with it on Monday.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
This is a lovely chat as well. I said this earlier, but to just reiterate, to give you a perspective of the sheer arrogance, Ajax have more Champions League titles than Manchester United, Arsenal, and Manchester City, and Tottenham and Chelsea combined. That is a lovely chat because that, again, just shows me that there's no consistency in what their Super League was meant to be about. What is it about? Is it about legacy? Is it about recent history? What is it? Because if it's legacy, then where are Ajax? Where are Celtic? The first British Champions League winners, I believe. If it's not about that and it's about recent history, then why are AC Milan there? Why are Tottenham there? Tottenham shouldn't be there either way. Legacy or recent history. Do you know what I'm saying? Make it make sense. Money. It's all about the money. It's all about the money. And
I've been to Ajax's stadium. I did the stadium tour when I went down here. Their trophy cabinet is serious. When Pep was talking about why Ajax there, do you know when you have that oh shit moment? Like when you're just thinking like, oh wow, why aren't they there? It's ridiculous, bro.
It's mad.
Their trophy cabinet is sexier than ours. I'm gonna tell you guys that.
Of course, yeah.
Sexy. Every corner I turn, different mirror, different trophy. Like, nah, ridiculous, man.
It's nuts. And for me, right, I'm you know, I know, like I said, I've said it so many times, UEFA, FIFA, massive problems there. But the bare basics of football, man, is competition. That's the bare basics for everybody to have a dream. It's not realistic. We know the league is tilted towards the big clubs. We know that the likes of Newcastle's takeover got a little bit shunned in the dark. True Geordie was, mentioning that on his own thing. I know it's not fair as it can be. I'm well aware of that. But at least you have a freak situation where Leicester can win the league. At least you have a freak situation where West Ham could potentially qualify for the Champions League. That is what keeps it alive. It might not be completely fair. I'm well, understanding of Chelsea's privileges in their position in comparison to the rest of the clubs in the country. I understand the facilities and the investment we've had, the facilities and investment Man City have had in comparison to other clubs in the country. But at least there is a chance. It may only be 5 or 10%, but there is a chance. Leicester showed that. West Ham are showing that this season. Newcastle showed that when they were having their season under Pardew and Cisse and Demba Ba were banging in goals. That is what it's about, man. That's the only way you can at least take this thing seriously. Because from the moment that there's no competition and it don't mean anything to be 11th or 4th, then what am I watching? What am I reviewing? Like, for real. You know when that came out, the reason why I didn't upload yesterday is because I was so emotionally drained. And the only thing I could talk about was to come on here and rant again. I ranted on Sunday, and then I would only be coming on here to rant again, hopefully making new points. I don't know, but
it's the same points.
I wouldn't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I speak about a game that doesn't mean anything? It's just friendly matches. How do I review Premier League games next season if the Super League is decided? What am I reviewing? What am I actually reviewing? Regardless, unless we win the league title, what am I reviewing? Do you know what I'm saying? It don't make no sense. So for me, That was always the problem. Now, UEFA, I don't know what's going on with UEFA in their current proposal. I don't know if they're changing their structure, because I don't know if you saw it, Anita, but what they were proposing was just damn right. It was ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? You know, they wanted more teams in the league, which obviously pissed off the big clubs, because then the money gets shared out even more. We all know who brings the money in terms of who everybody wants to watch. I think they had a league system themselves, so I think they took out a knockout system, or took out a group stage potentially. I can't remember exactly how it was, because my brain's absolutely frazzled. I can't lie to you. Fam, I met up with my girl today. I was depressed, fam, and then she pissed me off, and I pissed off. Fam, I was on ropes, bro. Last 2 days, I'm on ropes. I'm barely even eating correctly, fam. I'm telling you, I'm on ropes. I was running on this stream talking about going back to Sainsbury's and whatnot. I can't. This channel for me, as much as I love making content, I can't fake it, bro. I can't fake being interested in a sport if it's dead. Like, yeah, 100%. You'll get
that is useful. That is useful.
You know what I'm saying? Someone in the chat's having the Super League hater. 100% I'm a Super League hater. I definitely think the Champions League, you know, can be reformed and be updated, and there continue to be changes and whatever. Cool. I'm all about modernizing the game. You know, even though VAR, I'm not really happy with it. At least I can see that these brothers are trying to change something. They're trying to say, okay, we want to get more decisions right. You're not doing a great job, but you tried. You tried.
Terrible.
Bam, I didn't eat, bro.
No, but I kind of respect all the managers that came out today, because they subtly let the people know that they're not for it. Pep Guardiola did it the best. And I think Tuchel, people are kind of giving Tuchel a bit of slack, but we've got to understand with Tuchel, his situation is rather delicate. He doesn't know the situation with Roman Abramovich, and he just got into this job as well. So I think people need to, you know, not be as harsh as they're being on him. And also, he kept repeating, I don't know if people were actually clocking this, he kept repeating that he's at Chelsea because this is a competitive team. And this is a competitive league. We're here to compete. He kept repeating, compete, competitive. And it's all in shades to the whole Super League thing anyway. So I just wanted to make it clear that people need to lay off Tuchel. Like, I've seen people saying that he needs to speak out. No.
This is, you know, it's every time something big happens, whether it be in politics, whether it be in sport, whether it be in any big walk of life, people always find a way to blame the ones that are not at fault. The little guy. Every time, they always find a way. And it's wrong. He, you know, to be the first manager to speak on a topic like that, when you're not even really all that clued up. Because remember, he's preparing for this game. Yeah. That's all you need to understand. Preparing for a match is not a joke. It's not Football Manager. He's preparing for this game. That's his main focus. 3 points against Brighton. Massive game. That is his focus. He's not there, you know, reading up a script on how he's going to answer these questions. So to be the first manager in the Super League to have to, you know, speak on it is not easy. And you are an employee. It's the same thing as if you work in a company and the big bosses ahead of you have made a decision that you don't agree with. You can't. Everybody can act like they can speak out like that, but, you know, actions speak louder than words. It's not as easy as you think. So listen, he was never going to make the right comment. He was never going to make exactly the perfect script. It's not about that. Do you know what I'm saying? He just had to come out there, talk and leave. Do you know what I'm saying? As far as I'm concerned. I'm going to add in Saj now, who's going to give us a little bit more.
Someone said Klopp did. Fam, Klopp, Liverpool love Klopp. They love him.
Yeah.
He's their second savior. Like, don't be comparing to Klopp. I'm begging you.
Yeah, listen.
Klopp has spoken about this before.
This comparison is so stupid.
Please.
Jurgen Klopp has got way more credit in the bank at Liverpool in terms of his stature, in terms of his influence, in terms of his loyalty with the fans than Tuchel has at Chelsea. Tuchel's just got here. He's had a great start, but he doesn't have any power in Chelsea right now. He doesn't have any, you know, we talk about loyalty, it's a fickle sport. He doesn't really have that much loyalty or credit in the bank with Chelsea fans. Had a great run. Everybody loves him, but he's no Jose Mourinho right now. He's no Carlo Ancelotti or Conte. He's got a lot of work to do still. He needs to win something. He hasn't even won anything yet. He's been there for a few months. So to make that comparison with Klopp's power and influence at Liverpool in comparison to Chelsea and Tuchel is just a little bit stupid. Couple super chats before I get onto Saj. Yeah, they've approved it. It starts in 2024. I actually need to look into the Champions League format. I've got brief details about it. I'm sure Sancho, I'm going to add in now, is going to tell us the whole bucket load, because he knows a lot about this stuff. I'm not sure exactly how the whole format looks, but I know it's incredibly different from what we have right now, and I'm not too keen on the new format either. All 6 have left. Yeah, 100%, bro. It's basically shut down from what I can see from reports. Everybody's basically bouncing. If you could be so kind to stop spamming the chat, my guy, that would be brilliant. I know you guys love to do that. These guys love to make fake accounts, but come on now, let's just talk football. Saji, welcome to the stream, brother. Listen, okay. It's been a long 48 hours for me personally. For you, you probably knew this was going to happen. You knew it was going to go down this way. For me, I'm a very emotional guy, and when I saw the sport being threatened, I'm not going to lie, I was very worried. So, logic, I don't know. Maybe I was overreacting, but when I see something like that taking place, and Perez is coming out in interviews saying that there's legally binding contracts and shit, yes. I'm freaking out. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Allow me to go. One positive before I start. Big up to the fans, but more importantly, fans are cool. Shout out to them. You lot did your thing today. More importantly, big up to the players. Why? For the simple fact you actively went against your employer, and it can't be understated. That is grounds for termination. Like, to go against your actual employer, bruv, the man that on 1 or 2 year contracts left, it's very easy for the club to be like, all right, cool. You want to talk about my business? And remember, this is business for these big sides. Big up to them. More importantly, so why it would never work? For the simple fact that it would be very hard. PSG and Bayern Munich and Dortmund shagged the thing completely. It's very hard to sell. We've got the most attractive and alluring teams in the world, in the universe, when 3 arguably of the biggest teams in Europe won't sign. Very hard to sell it to major markets, the Asian market. Very hard to sell it to the American market. So those lot doing that shagged the whole thing. Now, do I think they will try again? Yes. There was a lot of stuff that they tried to do that they couldn't. For instance, brands and so on and so. Okay. So let's get into the legal ramifications of this. UEFA has said everyone that did sign up automatically will be fined at some point. How much is undisclosed. Now, this is where it gets very interesting. So quickly, Andrea Agnelli, the president of Juventus, stepped down. Woodward said next year he'll step down. Those are big things. You're not going to get man like the Glazers out though. You're not going to get Kroenke out. Them men don't care. There's a long history of it. They just don't. The Saudis, when it comes to City, it's just a money thing, really. Just like Chelsea, I'll be real. Ibrahimovic, just a money thing. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Okay, quickly, let me keep going. JP Morgan's stock went up, and apparently someone bought out stock for to the tune of $525 million in one day. So when I mean someone's making money from this, This is where it gets interesting now. Everyone that agreed to be there, has signed legally binding contracts.
Yeah.
Now, what that comes with, this is going to be interesting in the coming days, because certain people may have signed. Okay, so how it works is, say Chelsea's, who's your brand? Nike, yeah?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In the Super League, what would have happened? Because it's a brand new league, you wouldn't be contractually obligated to wear Nike. So say now this is the thing. Premier League, all the clubs that signed up automatically sold it to these companies, these big Under Armour, Nike, I don't know who else, so on and so forth. That this was going to happen. So they signed contracts.
Yeah,
it's not happening anymore.
Yeah,
but you signed a legally binding contract. So what's going to happen now is there are going to be a bag of lawsuits coming in, because if say you signed you wear Nike, but you signed an Adidas contract for the Super League, so for your Super League shirts, for the tune of 100 mil. Bam, that's a problem now, because that's a legally binding contract.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have bare stuff open because I had a lot to say on this. So Perez was the Super League chairman. The vice chairmans was Joe Glazer, John Henry, Kroenke, and Andrea Agnelli from Juventus. From the tune of what people are saying, I'm not sure if it's true. One of the Premier League club owners, I'm not going to lie, it is looking like Spurs, from what a lot of people are saying, is looking to sell the club within the next... within the next few weeks. Now, the problem is, sorry, give me 60 seconds. I'll be right
no
back.
problem.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I find that so funny because Levi probably fired Mourinho on the basis that he gonna get money
just a few days ago. But this is what I'm saying. It's everything that's happening is so erratic and illogical and rushed. And I'm gonna read out Arsenal's statement because I find it fascinating. I wasn't gonna read it, but I'm looking at it and I'm like, I have to read this out. And I hope Chelsea release a long statement as well. I haven't checked Man City's statement because when I tried to click into it, it wouldn't go in. It's incredible to me how it's incredible to me how all of these rash decisions can just be made on the spot. Like this billions of pounds in this, and you guys are out here. 1 minute you're in, you're out, you shake it all about. I'm in the Super League. I'm out the Super League. I'm firing this guy. Edward was just left. What like? It's incredible. You know what I mean? you can find better decision making in JD Sports when they're trying to find you your size for your trainer. Do you know what I'm saying? Fam, it's all over the shop today. It's anarchy out there. It's absolutely anarchy.
Are we deep in that Levi thought he was gonna get peas and he sacked Mourinho?
He sacked him because he thought he was going to get peas, and then he's like, yo, the peas dried up. Let me just go through some super chats. 1 minute, sir. Just 1 second. Don Petter saving Chelsea's UCL hopes, just like...
That's Levi. I meant Levy.
Perez is saying that exposed UEFA, not going to lie. Yeah, Perez did definitely talk his talk on UEFA, but we know UEFA aren't perfect. Arsenal have an open letter to their fans, so this is interesting, right? We needed no reminding of this, but the response from you needed no reminding. Clearly, you did need some reminding, okay? Because you joined up to something that you knew was going to piss off your whole fan base and the whole footballing, world as a whole. But cool. So you needed no reminding from supporters in recent days has given us time to further reflect and deep thought. Bullshit. Okay, we'll move on. It was never our intention to cause such distress. However, when the invitation to join the Super League came, while knowing there was no guarantees, we did not want to be left behind and ensure we protected Arsenal and its future at the expense of every other club in England, but cool. As a result of listening to you and the wider football community over the recent days, we are withdrawing from the proposed Super League. We made a mistake and we apologise for it. We know it will take time to resolve your faith in what we are trying to achieve here at Arsenal. But let us be clear, that decision to be part of the Super League was driven by our desire to protect Arsenal, the club you love, and support the game you love through greater solidarity and financial stability. Stability is essential for the game to prosper, and we will continue to thrive to bring security the game needs to move forward. The system needs to be fixed. We must work together to find solutions which protect the future of the game and harness the extraordinary power football has to get on us on the edge of our seats. Finally, we know this has been hugely unsettling at the end of what has been an incredibly difficult year for all of us. Our aim is to always make the right decisions for the great football club, to protect it from its future and take it forward. We didn't make the right decision here, which we fully accept. We have heard you, the Arsenal board. Wow. A lot of garbage in that, but cool.
Of course, they're meant to. Yeah. Can I go on?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Okay, so conspiracy theory hat right now. So please bear with me. Now, the reason that
I'm just about to come up with some bullshit.
The reason that I think Perez was so willing and so adamant to push this Super League is because Perez is a bad president. So I did some research, and if you go through the fails, okay, so before I go there, so it was proposed that it was going to be 3.5 billion that everyone would have got. So please understand, because a lot of people don't understand, it wasn't all 20 teams that 3.5 billion would have shared. It was the 15, and then those 5 rotating spots. God knows what they would have got, but it wouldn't be anywhere near there, which is crazy because you would have already made the assumption those new 5 teams to join the Super League would already be at a disadvantage without then being at a further financial disadvantage. But okay, no one's speaking about that, but we move on. So Perez, over the last 10 years, his Galactico system So remember, the average payment from that 3.5 billion would have been 233 million, a piece per team across those 15 teams. James Rodriguez signed from Monaco in 2014, 67 million euros, bust. Eden Hazard signed from Chelsea, 2019, injured to the point where he's just not played at all. Gareth Bale signed from Tottenham Hotspurs, 2013, 100 mil.
Yeah.
Of those three busts, well, they were all meant to be Galactico. That Perez, that is 275 mil. That's not even talking in the situation of the potential bust that Invicta Juniors could be.
Yeah.
Perez has ran his club into the ground so much that they are trying their best to push, they were trying their best to push this Super League because they needed it. Barcelona, as we presently speak, are 720 million euros in debt and had a proposed revamp of the new camp, which they haven't filled out, plus 74% capacity in 2 years, because, of course, it's an old stadium. So this is just two examples, not Premier League examples, of where things are going and things are happening, but these Spanish teams are not doing great financially. To not even get over the fact of transfer fees are going up and up, and creating a Super League would be another way to get around financial fair play. Nobody's speaking about that.
That's a really good point. That's why I'm really glad you brought that up to me last night when I was speaking to you, because that point alone, I mean, financial fair play has been a farce because it's not being equal. Some people have broken the rules, still got away with it, whatever have you not. But that point about financial fair play, that's always been a UEFA thing. For them to exit UEFA and not be part of, they was all leaving the, the European Club Association, all of these things, all of these, it's like leaving the Paris Agreement in politics. Leaving all of these agreements allows you to do whatever you want. That is the key here. And that is what they wanted. Not only did they want their own tournament, but they wanted power to operate their clubs how they see fit. And that point that you made about them being run into the mud with the Coutinho deal, with the Griezmann deal, with the Hazard deal, with the Bale deal, with all of these transfers that they've done, Perez is out here crying that in a pandemic he has no money. It's down to you that you don't have any money because you have fucked yourself over. Chelsea and Man City are not financially in tatters. We've seen Chelsea's net spend over the last few years. We've seen Manchester City, how they operate in the market as well at times. They're very, they haven't spent over 100 million on any player so far. Those Spanish clubs have taken it to a whole new level. So brilliant point, bro. Brilliant point. And what else have you got? That's just my theory why they were pushing so heavily. Just in general, it wasn't a viable. Like me and Anita said the other day, it wasn't viable to happen. But I do feel. Oh, by the way, please don't be fooled. As a Man City fan, let's not play semantics here. Man City pulled out first. Pause phrasing, because we have a Champions League game next week. That's why. And you wait for worth threatening. So please don't be fooled that Man City are these angelical angels that give a crap about the club. Do you really
think that's right, though? I don't believe
that. That is why. Because you wait for what getting onto United City heavily. From what I read.
I personally don't believe that, purely because I don't think there could have been any sort of legislation passed in under a week to get Man City to not play that game. I personally think Man City saw the backlash and they withdrew. The same with Chelsea. I think that's exactly what happened. I don't think any legislation could have been passed to stop them. Within a week, no way. No way.
See, because I was different. Remember the last time we spoke here, where it still looked like PSG and Bayern were going to join, and then they didn't. Once PSG said they weren't going to join, because remember, I spoke to Matisse after the stream, and essentially he was like, "Oh, PSG are just going to be awarded the Champions League," and I was like, "No, because you could just give them the Champions League and then they could join." But once they said they weren't joining, I just made the assumption that okay, cool. Then at some point, it's going to be very clear. Once PSG said they don't want to join, then they could officially be awarded it. But more importantly, big up to a lot of people. It's very interesting, because I was speaking to some elders from that know the Premier League way back, and they were like, 20 years ago, they were like essentially this kind of thing. If it happened, and the owners were like, "You're going to a Super Cup, Super League, Europa League, and that's it," and the players would kind of just be like, "Okay," and the fans would have been pissed, but they wouldn't have protested. They wouldn't have come out in fairly peaceful, for the most part, protests and displayed their displeasure. And essentially, he was saying to me, in this modern day and era, people have a lot more power when they're united than they've ever had before. And it took me a while. I didn't really understand what he meant. And he explained to me that it's just
it's probably motivated a lot of clubs as well to look at the Glazers and look at Kroenke and think, oh, maybe we can do this. You know what I mean? Whether, I don't know how realistic it is, but it's given them the motivation to do it. Monstar, I saw you in the chat, bro. I've sent you a link on Twitter. I don't know if you're streaming at the moment or not, but if you want to join, I've sent you the link. Oh, he's already here. Brilliant. There we go. Well, bro, I was just introducing you. It's fantastic, because I wanted to have you on yesterday, but it's great to finally get it done. To be honest, yesterday I was absolutely drained and I didn't even go through with it in the end, because this whole diabolical thing is just, situation has just thrown me off mentally. But what have you made of the whole thing? And obviously now it's coming to a close, bro.
Bro, it's just a madness, man. It's just they're trying to turn the sport we love into the NBA or the NFL, the MLB, and I'm a heavy watcher of the NBA. I watch NBA a lot. I used to watch the NFL, but I stopped after what happened with the situation in Colin Kaepernick a few years back, and I vowed I'll never watch it again. Until this day, I haven't, and I never will. But that's basically what they're trying to do. If you watch those sports are literally dead until about the playoffs. And another thing, this is so predictable when you watch those sports, before the season started, once moves have been made, who's winning it before it even happens. So before the season starts, you already know who's winning it. That's how bad it is. And that's what they're trying to turn football into. It's just all about business.
Yeah, can you understand from a business model why that's a great thing?
100%.
From a company's perspective.
My point was always that football's just not about just business.
It's not.
And from the moment that we start becoming too logical about it and saying, well, from a business perspective, this is all good because, we know we can make money here. If we say yellow card to Fernandinho sponsored by BMW, we have halftime shows with Beyonce.
It's really, no. I know we're laughing. It's really like that. Most can attest. It really is like that.
No, but you've got to realize as well.
Do you know what I'm saying?
You got to realize as well, that it's one thing about football that we all love. We all love, as much as we might hate the rivals or hate rival teams, we love it when the lesser rival teams are doing things they shouldn't be doing. Leicester winning the Premier League. As much as we might not be Leicester fans, that shit sent chills down all of our spines. West Ham fighting for the top four. If they get it, we'll all be happy for them, as much as we don't like West Ham. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
It's things like this. Like I said this years ago. I said this like 5 or 6 years ago. There's no team outside the top four is winning the Prem. No way. Leicester came and done that. Do you get what I mean?
And it was a beautiful ride. It really was
beautiful.
As a
neutral. The whole way.
Yeah. It was beautiful. Like
it was so beautiful. And this one thing people don't realize is, as much as we can say, the Super League was to form, we're still going to be in the Prem. What incentive do these teams that are in the Super League have to play properly, really compete in the Prem? You already see Arsenal and that dropping off. They're in the Super League. It's even going to get worse. Like if say them lot get relegated, I don't care anyway. Like we're going to get 400 mil from the Super League. What do we care about being in the Prem? Competition's dead.
Yeah, but
Michael AC in the comments, I'm just reading what you got to say. You seem to disagree a lot. I don't know if you agree with the Super League. Just put it in there. But I understand that you're saying that the Premier League and the league is already, monopolized and it's not equal and it's not fair. We potentially saw Newcastle's takeover blocked and all these things, 100%. But at least there is a chance for what Monstar is talking about to happen.
Mhm.
Yes, we know it's not all fair play. Yes, we know that the bigger teams and Chelsea and Man City fans know that better than anyone with new investment, how much you can jump the ladder and jump the queue, so be it, and whatnot. Cool. And if you look into Arsenal's history, the way that they used to run things and spend money, you know, obviously inflation doesn't come into it there, but just go and look at it and make the conversion rates if you want. The way that they built themselves up as well. 100% it's not fair. It's not 50-50. But this Super League wasn't about making football better. It wasn't about anything other than putting more big fixtures on, which, like I said, the more ice cream you eat, the more you get sick of it, as far as I'm concerned. And that is what it was all about. Money,
Bro.
more sponsors, playing games in Miami. Cool. Let's just run this shit until the walls fall off. And for me, that's wrong. I got to put this super chat in here as well. Say this as well. Thank you so much, bro. Let's be real. The fan protest just pushed clubs back to negotiating table. UEFA defo asked how much JP Morgan are paying and asked for the account number. Listen, I was saying to my bro Saj earlier that I wanted to be there. Monstar, I know you was. What was it like, bro, to be at the protest today?
It was mad. Like, I got there a little bit late. I got there literally just as the Brighton players were arriving. So literally, as I'm walking down Fulham Road, literally the coaches, the Brighton, they're there. I think it was 2 or 3 coaches with police behind them, were going slowly as well. So I can literally see Lewis Dunk, Basuma, all them, man, like looking down as the Chelsea fans were stopping them from getting to the stadium. And it was crazy. And then when the announcement of Chelsea withdrawing from the Super League, it went berserk. Like, big ups to obviously I see Fatur and all those guys, and seeing son of Chelsea and Louis Benevetti and them lot. You know what I mean? It's and Pies. Big ups to all them, man, innit, doing their thing. It was a great experience, man. Obviously, like, and I do get it when people say, what are we doing about racism as well? Because to me, the buck doesn't stop here. UEFA need to be challenged next, because there's no way they can just get away with this either.
Yeah,
you get what I mean? We got the ESL. We got the ESL out of here. Next is UEFA and FIFA, the Premier League and the FA. They need to get they need to get theirs, innit? Do you know what I mean? They're next. It's as simple as that, because it can't just end here.
This is the thing, that really quick here. Because the clubs are so like directed as the villain right now, UEFA are like, raw.
We got away with
I feel like you men are forgetting all the mad, all the madness that we're doing is just hush hush, because they hate them man right now. So we're kind of
they have to get theirs. Like, there's
and
no way they don't.
You can only divert so much energy into different directions before it becomes less effective. Do you know what I'm saying? So because every single fan base was against the European Super League, it was very not easy, but it's only taken 48 hours for everybody to start fumbling the bag, because everybody's pulling in the same direction. Then when you start going after multiple different corporations, people say, well, what's more important? Do we go after FIFA? Because FIFA and UEFA are no small organizations. So go after them. That takes everything. That takes all your energy and application. So do you pick FIFA, who have been, allowing stadiums to be built in terrible conditions and underpaying people, or do you go with UEFA, who won't do
racism? Let's slow down. The corruption, the black person gets racially abused, but you give him a ban?
But who do you pick? That's the problem here. And once you start dispersing your energy to multiple problems, unfortunately, as much as that's great, because everybody understands what is the issue and they're targeting everybody, that just makes everything less powerful, because you can't give your all to one cause, because you're focused about this and that and this and that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Also, though, quickly, a lot of people are one issue, like protesters. So no disrespect, but for all the man that just love the game, and it's all love the game, and this league is sucking and the Super League sucks, but there's no money in not being racist. Plus, Charles, Barry, John, so on and so forth. After Hudson-Odoi has a bad game, they want to go online and blow off some steam, call some N-words out and on some
that's exactly why I did not tap my Oyster card to go to Stamford Bridge. That's exactly why, because at the end of the day, if someone gets racially abused, my people have been thrown off trains. I have been
That's true.
scared to go to Stamford Bridge. Were there any protests? No. Big up you guys though for being there and stopping this animosity happening to football. Fair enough, cool. All I'm saying is, like I said when I first came on, the same energy better be given.
But this is the thing, though. It's a beautiful thing. It goes to show that they ain't got the same energy, bruv.
Not we. They
came out in force for this.
They've never had the same energy. Like I remember, Anita. Do you remember when we did the stream where we were talking about? I think was you on it when we were talking about John Terry not being a legend, and I think I said I didn't say on this. I said on the pitch he's a legend, yes, but to me as a human being he's not a legend for what he did to Anton Ferdinand. And I was saying not just because obviously it's black and white, also for what the Ferdinand family had done for us in Peckham, innit? Because they're from Peckham as well, and they've built this community up for us, done a lot of youth centers and things like that. And I was getting shit ton of abuse from Chelsea fans saying, "How can you say this?" and blah blah. Like it was just me and there was a specific big account that me and that person were just going back and forth. I was like, we saw it in 4K, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like we saw it in 4K of him racially abusing.
But that's uncomfortable for people. What I find so funny about, because you've got cancel culture, right? And you've got, it's easy to speak about the people that are not powerful. It's easy to speak about the people that you don't have the shirt on the back of the name. It's easy to speak about, small people on Twitter who really have no influence. But cool, we'll jump on them when we need to. But when it comes to uncomfortable conversations about people that we idolize and people in power, then it gets sticky icky. Because then it's like, well, hold on a second.
And I had gone through this. Matisse, what you're saying, I had gone through the same thing. So a couple of years before the Rio Ferdinand, the Anton Ferdinand situation with John Terry, there was my friend's sister who works in a famous restaurant. She said there was a few players that came there. John Terry was one of them. I'm not going to mention the others because I'm not here trying to, do you know what I mean? Yeah, it was John Terry and a couple of other players. She said she had witnessed them making horrible racist jokes.
Oh my God.
She told me that. When she told me that, I was jumping out the window like, nah, not my captain. He plays with black players, blah, blah, this and that. How can he be racist, blah, blah. A couple of years later, or a year later, the situation with Anton Ferdinand, happened. And we all looked stupid. Or me, sorry, not we all. I looked stupid. And she was just like, I told you so. I told you so. So it didn't surprise me when it happened because I had been told a year before about that in it. So it's just sometimes we as fans we just close an eye because we idolize these people.
And when I mean racism, I'm not even just talking on black racism. I'm talking about a couple years ago when Mkhitaryan couldn't play in Azerbaijan.
This is what I was saying.
Bro, because the men hate Armenians, bro. I'm talking stuff like that.
Because of the hate.
I don't know if that's not necessarily racism. That's more of a tribalistic conflict.
That's
it's political kind of.
But it's still wrong. It's still wrong that
it's still wrong.
That you can hold a final and you didn't even check to see if your brothers could play. Do you know what I'm saying? You didn't even check.
It is. But certain countries are at war like that. Like you got the Serbians and the what's the other ones? Albanians. Them man there, they see each other as peak.
Okay, then you would thank you.
That's what I bring. When I bring up you would take it. That is not when I bring up player welfare and the lack of care from the governing bodies of these players that are actually the ones that bring in the money, because it's very funny to me that the players are the talented ones, they're the ones that we're watching, but these are the brothers milking it dry, and they don't even have the care to check on player welfare, not just from a minutes to game ratio about playing too many games in the Nations League and all this extra crap. I'm talking about just checking to see if you can even go to these countries safely. They didn't check that because it wasn't about that when they was doing the negotiations. It was about how many zeros are on the contract.
It's even worse than that. Once they knew, UEFA could have easily moved the location of the finals. You stopped a player from being able to play a final that was could have been a pivotal player because of your hubris. Like, that's unnecessary. Asian players getting racially abused by black players. I've seen that shit happen. I know.
that
I
does
know.
happen.
I know. We
I'm
don't
not
want to
gonna
talk
lie.
about it. I've
There
seen
is
it
there
happen.
is with Asian players in England in general, as someone who's gone through the system in terms of the grassroots system and everything.
Mm.
Yeah, they have a mad
Mad time.
negative stereotype, negative connotation. That's why what are there like 3 Asian players in all the whole like every league in England? There's about 3
Like
Asian
even the other
players.
day, the don that plays for Swansea played bad, hella racial. It was maybe 2 months ago. Give me a minute. I'll find
And
it.
by the way,
Bro, but
majority of the
this
Asian
happens
players that
with-
play
yeah,
are
this
mixed.
happens with this
They're all
happened
mixed.
multiple occasions. I think this happened against West Brom. Did it not? Robinson, did he not get some sort of abuse as well? It's happened more times than I can even count. So this is another issue. Also, another thing I wanted to bring up as well before I read. Well, I'll read the chat first and then I'll bring up because there's so much to talk about. Because like I said, I haven't spoken on this channel about any of this stuff in days. So Perez is saying that either the Champions League format is not making enough money and not keeping up with the team spending, or UEFA is keeping all the money and storing it
Keeping
in
it
between the
they are
floorboards.
making enough money.
Hey.
They are just keeping it. That's why the Premier League teams are actually angry, because they're actually making money, but they're keeping it for themselves. That's what it
Yeah.
Do you know what's so mad? They're still moving forward with the Super League. Apparently, a tweet just came out. They're still moving forward with it.
With
They're
who?
mad.
Who's playing?
But without the English teams.
I guess Barcelona and Real Madrid only in it.
El Clasico every week.
I'm
Juve
fine
ain't
with
pulled
that.
out in it.
I'm cool with that. Do your thing. Do you know what I mean? If you just want to just host like multiple Classicos back to back, then that's cool.
They could do that thing over there, man.
Yeah. And then another thing that I want to put out as well is that, do you guys, obviously from seeing TV, Sky Sports, BT Sport, all their pundits come out. We know again, the pundits, I guess, are like
Hypocrisy.
players, but they have invested interest in speaking out on this issue because they know that if they lose the rights to the Champions League and whatnot, and it goes to Facebook or Disney or all these brothers, they potentially are out of a job or they're going to get paid less. So I can feel the heat coming. Everybody's looking at me like, yeah, we got something to say. I just want to round up before everybody goes and puts the stream on blast. We'll go in single file, as they say in school.
Oh, let Monster go, bro. Monster looks like he's.
Do you feel like it's very difficult for you to listen to your Rio Ferdinands, your Gary Nevilles when they're speaking out on this stuff, when you know that financially it benefits them to stay?
Everyone knows.
Who wants to go first?
No,
Everyone knows how much I love Rio Ferdinand. If anyone watches my videos, they know I speak so highly of him for everything he does in my community and shit, innit? Do you know what I mean? And as a kid, I've met him so many times as well. But bro, like Rio, like, wasn't it just like a week ago you told Newcastle fans to buy the club? Like,
do this to me, fam,
like
please.
not only just that, like you man work for Sky Sports, BT Sports, like these criminals, these companies are. I'm sorry, they're criminals. They're the pot calling the kettle black. Simple as that. Remember, they tried to charge Premier League fans 15 quid per game. They're absolutely robbing us on these sports packages.
Yo,
as
me
well.
and Sash had to pay for that shit because I had to watch the game and I
And
was
this is the
paying,
thing.
I can't find the stream.
Do you remember the first time we did it? Yeah, I was like, oh, right, we got all the weekend games,
No.
and it came up with and it was like one-time use. Once you click on this, that's it, bro.
And you can't share it with your friends. It's not like Netflix party. One game,
one device, one use.
The biggest robbery I've ever seen. And because we're desperate, I've got to create content. You know, obviously we make money from this. We try to survive on this channel. So I need to watch the game. I can't find a stream. It keeps pausing. I need to analyze the game properly. I have a podcast to do as well. And I'm thinking to myself, shit, I've got no time here. I've just come back out from running errands. I need to watch the game, Saj. So we have to pay 15 quid to watch one game. That is daylight robbery. And then for me to see BT Sport then standing up there saying, oh, money in the game. Are you having a man?
Bro, we pay astronomical amounts to Sky and BT Sports, for monthly packages, and we still don't get all the freaking games, bro. 3 p.m. kickoffs. I get it. I get the reason why, but still, we pay so much money and we still don't even get to watch all the bloody games. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I don't know. I just feel like these man here, they don't go scot-free from this. No way. They're next.
Bro.
Like, they should be next.
Anita, what you gotta say? Because I got something.
No, you
I got
go.
smoked.
Monster said exactly what I was gonna say. You go. These guys are cruel.
People. Trust no one, fam. Trust absolutely no one, Baba. They're
Life
all lying
lesson.
to you, bro. This is a massage. This is a mirage. It's bruv, please, people, don't watch Sky and just believe what they're feeding you is the truth. It's a lot, bruv. Stop it, bruv. Do you know why? Because if this Super League went ahead, someone has to get the broadcasting rights. And if
Did you see how
think,
Gary dodged the question from Jamie? You see how he dodged the question? Jamie asked Gary if he got offered the job to go work for them. He tiptoed around the
of
question.
course he did.
I didn't see that, to be honest. No, I didn't see that.
I know what
What
he
if-
was talking about.
What
Of course he did.
What if their club was offered to be in the ESL? It's Salford. What's their club's name? Salford
FC.
Or Salford FC? Yeah. I wonder what they
Gary's
would say then.
sneaky when it comes to Gary, bruv, please stop believing these pundits as if they haven't got stakes in the game.
Ain't fooling
These
me.
men own stocks in these clubs. These men are on the boards. These men are got legend contracts, so on and so forth. These men.
If Sky
bruv,
Sports were broadcasting for the European Super League, you think they're letting Gary talk like that? They would have
Of
been in
course
his
not.
earpiece like,
not.
yo. They would have been in his
Of course not.
earpiece like, yeah, you need to shut the fuck up. You know what I'm
You
saying?
think
'Cause
they
we
would have
got
done
shit
Monday
going
Night
on here.
Football, the first half of Monday Night Football? Do you think they would have done it for free? You think they
Bro,
would have been on YouTube?
you think Gary
You know
Neville?
what? The way that they panned the camera to him, yeah, and zoned in on him, yeah, and said, "Yo, this is your
Like-
moment." It reminded me of them Twitter videos I used to do about Chelsea when I used to just hold the camera and just go at it. That's what it felt like. Do you know what I'm saying? It was like a rant. You may as well put that up and said rant in brackets. If Sky Sports had been a main broadcaster and Perez had said, "Listen, my man, I'm gonna double your money. You're gonna be in this thing with us as well, and you're gonna broadcast the Super League." What are you saying? Sky Sports would have obviously taken it because money's money.
Do you
And
know
then-
why?
Gary Neville, yo, listen, be quiet, bro. Stop.
Do you know why these men were moving better? Let me be real. You think Gary Neville, the same guy who has to do commentary on Man United games, who also has a Manchester United Legends contract, makes no sense.
What's a Manchester United Legends contract?
Oh, bare
Never
people
heard
like they give out contracts to Evra has one as well. Man, them have these contracts where like they just big up United and shit.
And
And
they
it's-
just get
yeah.
for it.
Are you sure
So-
that's real, bro?
Yeah, these contracts are real, bro.
Let me
I
fly through
might be botching the name slightly, but these things are real.
Grand
Finished.
damn.
It took you longer than I thought.
What was you doing, Dami?
Oh,
I was-
Monster, just a bit of the.
Nah.
Mm.
I was getting food.
Let
I'll
me,
get-
let me
You
fly
can't
through
lie
some.
to us,
I'm gonna
man.
fly through some super chats real quick.
Dami needs to do some kegels, bro.
Barcelona and Atletico Madrid are moving out to Barcelona is having a vote on if they will join or not. On-pitch racism is an issue, but a wider one is racism embedded in the game from business standpoint with FIFA in Africa and Labour in Asia for the World Cup. Yeah, 100%. We touched on that in terms of the Labour and the building of stadiums and all this stuff in Brazil that happened, and now Qatar and all this kind of stuff as well.
I came with violence,
You know what was really nice to see is Bamford come out and speak, because too many times they ask black people to speak, and I'm like, well, you already know our thoughts. We don't want to be racially abused, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
It's as simple
what
as
are you
that.
asking me for? Yeah, be racist to me, fam. Yeah, I love it. I love it when you call me slurs and when you exclude me from jobs because of my color. What are you asking me, fam? Ask the people. Ask other people that aren't affected by it what they think of it. So when Bamford came out and spoke like that, I thought that was good, because that was nice to see. That was like, okay, cool. Now someone's actually, do you know what I'm saying, shining some light where it's not an obvious thing to do. Zaha, speaking on it, cool, but brother, what do you expect? Of course he's going to say this. He's going to say the same thing all of us will say. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not groundbreaking news. Black people don't like being racially abused. I know that might be a shock to you, but it might just be facts. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just simple facts.
I came with smoke. Sorry, I came with smoke. I actually came to drag all of you, including myself. You know them ones.
Why?
So I have a hypothetical for everybody on here.
Go on.
So you're telling me all of us on here, yeah, we get emails tomorrow morning from Sky to come and work for them.
Bro, I'm feeling my soul, bro. Off rip, bro.
Nah,
What do you want me to say?
ain't
How
gonna
would you want me to
Learn
say?
from Sunday. Let any
I'm
one
not
of them
gonna lie,
call me out.
I might go on Sky just to blast them.
I actually
Yo,
want to
you
take
might
you,
owe me
yeah.
15 quid, fam.
And they offer you a full-time contract, bro. Are you telling me you're turning that down?
Turning it
Let's
down,
start
bro.
with Monster, bro.
Turning it down. I know
You're
that
turning-
sounds unbelievable to people, but I've always said this, that if it means I'm gonna be muted and I can't say how I necessarily feel, I'm sorry, I can't do it. Listen, I left a good job at Amazon because of something similar to that. So trust me, I won't
Big up
take it.
yourself. Big up yourself.
You
Big
know,
up yourself.
Sounds like Sans, you got
Monster's
something
probably
to
the
say.
only person I believe out of all of us here. No one else is saying no one else is saying no. Monster's the only person I believe. No one
Actually,
else.
no, I'm probably in that same boat because Matisse knows I say stuff that I'd get fired very
Do
quickly.
you know what?
bro.
Saj wouldn't get the offer in the first place because he would say something. He would say something that would get him cancelled
Fired off
before
rip,
he
bro.
even steps foot in the studio. This brother would
Why are
have
there
done
so many
something.
white people in this office?
Even me
like,
having
man?
one on this
Yeah.
camera right now is a risk.
Bro,
I
I don't know
understand
how
at some point I may have to mute this man. Do you know what I'm saying?
Do you know what it is as well? When I'm pissed off, I don't know how to chill. I mean, Anita, I think you saw something. You saw something. Hey, I'm sorry about that whole situation, but yeah, I did go a bit in still, but I don't know how to chill sometimes, innit? That's the problem with me.
No, okay, so the
The
reason
reason why I came up with that whole thing is like,
Monster, man.
honestly speaking, because like, obviously when I was out, I was listening to what Ima was saying in it, and then you're talking about those situations. For me personally, at the end of the day, like it is scummy, but then again, them man, I'm not going to expect them to not say nothing. You know, I'm not going to expect them to not say nothing because let's keep it real, yeah. People have morals. A lot of human beings, okay, I don't say a lot. Quite a few human beings have morals, yeah. But then when you're being put in like a very difficult situation, a very tight spot, I can promise you that them man probably didn't even care about the fact that the Sky was going to get less money. They just like doing what they're doing. But the difficult part is finding out who wants what. You know, I'm coming from. Let's just keep it real. Like obviously we can talk about Ferdinand and them man shouting on Sky and all them bits and bobs, but at the end of the day, unless you know the people and their true intentions, it's the same way I knows that Monster will turn down the job. We don't really know them like that. You know where I'm coming from? We don't know them like
100%, but I just thought it was disingenuous not to bring up the fact that BT Sport literally charged us £15. Like that's not normal.
Can I ask you a question? This is the equivalent of you saying, yeah, YouTube, they come up with an email this evening that blasts all of us and they say that they're going to take away 99% of your super chats or whatnot. And then like people are coming with another. What I'm trying to say is like if you had to talk up against YouTube as well, and if you spoke, you would get shagged. Would you do it, bro?
To be honest,
Depends.
I would just find a new platform. There's multiple
No,
platforms.
but you get my point. That's my point, bro.
There's
You know,
multiple platforms for a reason. There's other TV networks for a reason. There's a reason why.
Other monetization
Think about it. If they are going to open up something in America like that, the man like Ferdinand and Carragher, that they were some of the first people they are calling in. You want to know why? Because them man are the people that embody what football is, bro. Them man will get high salaries, fam. So what
Even
we
with the CBS thing, like they've done the CBS thing, they call Jamie Carragher and Michael Richards. I hear you.
Yeah,
I understand where you're coming from, but I'm also a big believer of if your talent is big enough and you are good enough for what you do, you can speak freely. We've seen that with Joe Rogan going over to Spotify. I don't know how freely he can speak on that app, but the amount of money they paid.
He went over there, they started censoring him.
Oh, they censored him already?
Again, though, once you get the bag, bruv, there's a lot of terms and conditions that come with the bag, you feel me?
Facts.
And to call Dami tomorrow to be called the new Sky presenter for the afternoon show, that's all fire and that's going to look glossy and you're going to wear a suit and you're going to wear a little two-piece and look fly. But, bruv, you know how you feel about Ziyech?
Let me keep it real. What I want to believe me or not. What you say?
I love the way.
He said,
You can't have that anymore. Do you know why? Because Ziyech is one of the best foreign
players.
players.
You know what? Signing with Sky Sports doesn't necessarily mean like presenting the daytime shows or shit like that. You know, like look at what Chunks is doing. I think Chunks is supremely restricted, but that's something I would sign up for.
Yeah, you don't have to be
presenting thing. I can't do that. I cannot do that. And I will not do that. Especially not even. And the thing is, with BT Sports, right? I will never sign for BT Sports because Sky Sports makes me feel more comfortable. there is more people. It goes over people's heads. There is more representation on Sky Sports than there is on BT Sports. BT Sports just makes it look cool.
Of course, that don't mean nothing. There's more representation in Boris Johnson's cabinet than there has been before. Bro, you can find punk and coons wherever you go.
No. I'm talking that I personally know these people and their gang. Like, there's more representation. There's more people like us, like me and you. In Sky
again, do you know why? Because Sky understand metrics and business. That doesn't mean those people can come a madness.
He's got chunks, and I love chunks, but he doesn't know shit about football in comparison to most people. Do you know what I'm saying?
He's a personality, though.
But most of the people, because I know, no, I don't want to mention the name, but I know someone who's presenting I don't want to say the show either, but presenting a show on the Premier League. And she didn't know shit about football.
But again,
she didn't know shit about football, bro. And now she's.
I just saw in the comments real quick. Boris say football today.
On a big boy show.
Where did Boris get all this credit? Where
you know what I mean?
Where did Boris Johnson get all of this credit from? Look at everybody turned their cameras off because they don't want to be involved. Where did Boris Johnson suddenly get into the picture and get all of this credit from? Where did that come from?
He just spoke, that's all.
This brother is a tapping merchant from moving like Fabrizio Romano from. I don't want to hear it from.
Boris just didn't want to lose all the domestic money that match days make in the country. Let's keep it
Boris is
real.
Sitting there with his green and yellow flag, sitting there thinking, we can't lose football.
The jobs are all time low. Who's going to eat all the pork pies and £7.50 hot chocolates from the match day stands?
I don't even like the pies. I tried a pie at Stamford Bridge and my tummy was running for days. I don't even like them, man.
Don't talk about Stamford Bridge food. Don't get me onto these Stamford Bridge food because I'll be here
for a coffee, bro.
You know what? Stamford Bridge need to do better with their food, man. They need to do a lot. Do you know where I like sitting? I like sitting with the kids. They get gourmet meals. They need to do better, man. Jesus.
Let me go through some super chats real quick before I go back. But Real Madrid players should boycott next week's game against Chelsea so we can have a free ticket to the final. Can't complain. You, man, are corrupt, fam. I said the same thing on Twitter. I'm not gonna lie, though. If that, like, in a hypothetical world, because Dami loves the hypotheticals right now. If UEFA were to kick Real Madrid out or whatever, suspend them this season, and we were to progress to the final, I'm not gonna lie, that would take a shine off of it slightly. The fact that it's kind of like how Liverpool won the league, but there was no fans there, kind of like in a COVID season. It did take off the shine a little bit. Will I shamelessly still run it on Twitter with my agenda and say, listen, 2-time Champions League winners? Of course. But the fact that we didn't have to play the semi-finals to get there, it will be
asterisks.
Yeah, there'll be
just like when Liverpool.
And even if it's not
remember when COVID hit and Liverpool. The people weren't sure if the league was coming back, and people were like, if the league is done yet and Liverpool win the league, asterisks, you didn't win the Premier League.
Yeah,
that's how people are.
Yeah, even if there's not an official asterisk, mentally in my head, I will apply an asterisk to it. I would still prefer to play Real Madrid and absolutely slap the shit out of them and get through that way, because that for me is more fulfilling. I watched the game to have those moments. That's the whole point.
Yeah, and I feel like a hypocrite because we've all been crying about meritocracy. I would rather merit going to the final than just getting an easy route to it. It just wouldn't feel right to me personally.
Yeah, 100%.
Same as 2035. If we don't beat Madrid and we win the UCL, man, will be like, "Oh, you man didn't win it legitimately." You know that one, fam. I'm not interested. Interested in it. So let's win it properly if we're going to win it.
Yeah. Obert1 here says, Monstar, that stream with Dami when you went in. What stream was that? What was it about?
I don't even want to. That was time ago.
I was on that stream, yeah. I was a passenger on my own channel, fam. You understand?
I don't want to. We're past that.
And you know them ones, yeah, man, they were flooding things with super chats. I said, you know what? Let me just give the keys to Monstar. You understand? Give him the give him the stream login. I said, right, you might have the stream, bro. Oh my dude.
Yeah, that's all mad, honestly. I mean, guys, at the end of the day, we still did drop points tonight. Do you know what I mean? The top 4 race now means something. The fact
no. I saw you do that earlier. Don't do that. I didn't like that. Way you, bro. People are getting saved out here, bro. Jose got fired, but it kind of looks like he left maybe because no. Chelsea, they drawed because the player's mind was elsewhere. Bruv, if Liverpool if Liverpool can't get away with that,
I didn't say Liverpool can't get away with it. I didn't say that. Do you guys think? Saj, for me personally, I'm taking it from a personal standpoint. The last couple of days, I kid you not, my mental has been all over the place. I can't lie to you. We've built a channel, flooded in thousands, and by the way, whether we're making profit or not is another thing over there. But we managed to claw. I saw a tweet, by the way, and she's since apologized. But people were saying, our content creators, if you're gonna go against the Super League, will you stop making content and shit? And I said to myself, well, if you don't agree with Donald Trump, does that mean you stop reporting politics as a news station? No, it doesn't. Of course, you cover it.
You said that. That was a bad take. You said that.
Yeah, I know. I saw the tweet.
Okay, tell me
as soon as Matisse replied to that, I was just like, oh man, they're coming for us now, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't give a shit because I'm sick and tired of people thinking that YouTubers, especially YouTubers like us, everybody's sitting here, whether you're a YouTuber or you're on a YouTube channel, thinking that we make P. Bro, we don't make that much P. Do you know what I'm saying? Every single super chat you guys are sending in, much love for the super chat. YouTube is taking 40% of what you've just sent in.
Can I tell you man something?
Sorry. I want to rant. Please, let me just absolutely dead it right before everybody jumps in. When I saw that comment, I was just like, are you mad? I've invested thousands. I've left my job. I've dropped out of college to come here and live my dream of creating content on this platform, which I've wanted to do since I was a kid. And you're going to tell me that just because I don't agree with something, the noble thing for me to do would be to stop trying to pay the bills that we have to pay and stop making YouTube videos. Making YouTube videos is not just something that we do because it's a hobby. This is also how we pay the bills. This is how we earn our money. And we don't earn a lot. So for people to be so blind to think that we're making P just because you see thousands of views clocking in, just remember that YouTube take a big portion of that. Just like in any corporation, you can relate this shit back to UEFA and the clubs who just disagreed with their new format because they're not getting paid enough. YouTube is the same model.
Shirt in the last
YouTube is the same model. They don't do shit. They put the platform up. We create the content, and then we also get shafted. So I don't want to hear that shit come out again because it's gonna vex me. That's the one thing I'm not gonna have when I make this channel. And by the way, you're not going to criticize YouTubers with over 100,000 subscribers who have been putting in hours of graft and say, well, they're making money. Cool. If you get to the top of your profession, you make fucking money. If you work hard, you get to the top of your profession in any CEO position and you make money. Not every situation, of course.
Otherwise,
but
just
on the pyramid scheme of working your way up to the top. I don't want to see nobody criticizing Robbie Lau of AFTV who was going in cars and trucking up and down the country when nobody was watching him, and now he's making P and you want to tell him to quit. Shut the fuck up, fam. Dami,
honestly,
hearing that shit.
Matisse is spitting. Let me keep you hella real, fam. You man see, I'm in a position where this whole Matisse struggle. Yeah, I've been on that thing since 2019, bro. Matisse been talking about this for a long time. Matisse will come back from work at Sainsbury's. He's like, rah. Damn it, I don't know.
I had the Tesco fleece on in the Twitter videos. I didn't hide my come up. You saw me with the Tesco fleece.
Nah, but the difference is, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about when Matisse has put down the camera and he calls me on FaceTime and he's like, he was even on FaceTime back then to show you how bad it was. Yeah, he called me on WhatsApp. I couldn't afford no free WhatsApp calls, bro. Man called me on WhatsApp and he's like, Dami, I don't know how we're going to do this. But he's like, I'm tired, fam. But we seem to put in their tweet. And them grind it. Matisse, how much did you spend on that iMac? Them man, do they know?
1,800 on the iMac alone, fam. Don't talk to me about
people don't understand.
The equipment that I can't even currently use because I'm not even in the fucking country. Saj is sitting there with thousands of pounds of equipment that we ain't even using because man had to flee the country because of COVID.
People don't understand. People don't understand. See, people, whenever I switch off these lights, the lights I've got in my room, I spent about £200 on them.
Anita said, I've got a cash out right there still.
I've got my camera.
the come up is good. You better write that down, you know?
You know what I mean?
I'm going to have to start an OnlyFans if you man keep disrespecting the hustle.
No, that's mad. Sorry. That's mad.
I'm going to have to start twerking for the news.
You know she's typing it down, you know?
I'm going to have to. Every single intro that you see on these weekly shows is paid for. I can't edit for shit, bro. Monster, you've definitely shelled out a bag. Minimum.
Bro, my host, if I tell you how much I spent on my setup, it'll make you cry, bro.
If I tell you how much I spent on my setup, it'll make you cry as well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You're wearing them Louis Vuitton glasses and shit,
so. My ex-boyfriend bought me everything. So.
Why are you doing like that, Anita?
I didn't do nothing. He wanted to invest in me.
And then you invested in someone else. You invested in yourself.
I invested in my.
You invested in a new partner.
Sorry, I'm a bystander. My Cash App is in the comments. I'm out of a job too, guys. Yeah. Pandemic's been hard, so yeah.
I know what's mad as well.
Like, I don't think
You might want my Cash App as well.
Man ain't got no qualifications. Man just out here riding the wheels. Let me get real with you. I'm telling you, me and Saj, when we entered this thing, we said we either doing it or we homeless, bro. I'm telling you that now.
I'm not forgotten when Matisse was like, "Raw, fam, if this thing don't kick up by March, I'll not the London."
What you saying? What you saying, Monster? You got a Cash App as well, yeah?
Yo,
nah, it's cool, man.
I had to call my mum from a lad's holiday in Greece and say, "Yo, listen. I know you wanted me to do the accounting thing, but I can't do it. I need to follow my passion. I'm quitting. I'm out. I'm on this." And I moved into my grandma's yard, worked in Sainsbury's, built up that Twitter account, or worked in Tesco, wear that fleece, made my videos, and kept going until I got to this point. And by the way, what we're doing right now could be stripped upon us at any point. YouTube will come in with some random regulation and say, "Yeah, you're gonna make less peas, bro. Sorry."
And that's it.
And then suddenly you can't.
Remember when they tried it? Remember when they tried with the tax thing? Them man were almost on the madness with that, fam.
Bro,
Yeah.
if it wasn't for that UK treaty that they had, fam, it would have been it's peak for everyone. So when you're out here dissing content creators who, by the way, their paycheck isn't stable and can fluctuate month to month, no, have some respect.
All I'll tell people,
don't ever do that again.
That's the thing, though.
I can't speak for Monster and Anita. I can speak for myself and Matisse. We're negative 4 digits. Let me tell you that right now. Whether you might like to think it or not, all them super chats and what
you don't have to do
negative
that,
4 digits, bro.
He's like, Saj ain't got no money in the first place, bro. Let me not
evolve. Let me not
right though, because like don't get me wrong, yeah. Like you see, when I'm doing my thing on my channel, like I don't be not like I don't need the money. Of course, we need the money because, bro, we spent a shit ton of stuff on equipment, cameras, monitors, my desktop, my laptop over here, and my mixer and all that shit. Like, but the only thing I think of is let me just build this shit up right now. Okay, we can make a little money, but it's not going to be enough. But if we build it to a point and we do what we love doing, then the money eventually is going to come along. But people don't realize that, like doing these streams 2 hours and things like that, like it's not easy, bro. It's tough. Like sometimes it takes its toll on my personal life, like my mental, my girl, you know, all complaining that I'm not spending time with her, complaining that I care about
texting
this.
me right now. I'm getting notifications. I'm gonna have to tell her I'm sorry. It's a wrap. I'm talking to people. Do you know what I'm saying?
People don't understand that.
People say it's easy to stream and, you know, you're just sitting there talking. I'm not just sitting there talking. I'm trying to entertain you. I'm trying to either spit facts or I'm trying to make sure that you're listening to me, because every time a viewer comes off, I'm not doing my job. I'm here to command your attention. I can't turn up sleepy. I can't turn up tired. I can't turn up after doing free streams on other people's channels and then come here and do what you want to see, because I'm trying to make sure that the quality of the content is at a standard that you want to watch. So that's why I didn't upload yesterday, because I didn't wake up. I was dead, and I said to myself, I've got a lot to say. I can see everybody's talking about the EuroLeague. I can see everybody's doing good views, but I don't have the energy to come out here and talk to you guys properly. So I'm not going to, because I've always said the quality of the content is key. That's why we started the roundabout. And even though the roundabout didn't do great views, because it wasn't just about Chelsea, and sometimes we spoke about politics and Formula One, it was, for me, it was interesting content. A lot of people want to see it.
Also see progressing. Remember when you man put out your first roundabout? Who bailed you out first?
Don't talk about that.
Why drag you up?
Nah, you dragged us heavy.
Don't talk about
but
that.
you get my point, Matisse. The people don't see that. I dragged you my first time. The next
time you rang us. You rang us.
I dragged them, fam. I dragged them, fam. It was bad, fam. Honest to God, it was actually. I can't even believe you might let me do that, fam. That was a straight up violation. Honest to God,
it was me, bro. I cried.
But the content keeps on going up. But now, honestly, like I keep saying, you man, obviously, we're not asking for we're not begging for money here.
No, I don't ever ask.
Understand? We're not asking for that. I'm not saying, oh, tomorrow coming some content creators like to say, can you please put things on Super Chat? I mean, I don't do that, but some people like to do things like that. I don't really promote
There's
it.
a reason why, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not going to say names, you know what I mean?
It's an absolute, and I have to get to it's an absolute pleasure when you send them in. But if you wasn't sending them in, I would still go through the comments.
All
you know
of
what
it,
I'm saying? It's one of them things where even Saj will know this and Dami will know this. Even for me to ask you, man, to subscribe and like that, I only started being able to actually do that in the last few months, because Dami was saying, a lot of content creators will always say like and subscribe. I've never been a guy, and I said to Saj when we set up this channel, I don't want us to ask for that, because I want you to make that decision yourself. I want you to look at the content and say, is that good enough? As I'm saying that, like and subscribe. But is the content good enough? Do you know what I'm saying? Is the content good enough? Because if it's good enough, I shouldn't have to tell you to like and subscribe, because you know where the buttons are. Dami's looking real shameless right now. But at the same time, it's only the last couple of months I'll be like, you know what? I'm not going to lie to you. We kind of do need you to like and subscribe, innit? But naturally, I didn't want to ask you to do that. I've never asked for followers on Twitter. I've never asked you to retweet or follow this. Do you know what I'm saying? I've always been like, let me make the content, and if it's good enough, you're going to do that anyway. That's the principle of the matter.
It's because we also care. Let me ask the people that are watching here, how many of your content creators, people don't understand what we've given them as well. How many content creators hop on spaces like we do just to chat to you, man? How many of them respond to all your comments? You understand?
I got YouTube comments. Fam, I was cussing Saj off the other day because he didn't get back to enough comments. I said, bro, we have to interact with the people. We have to. We have to interact. You know what I mean? on my Twitter, on here, we always interact. We try and make sure that we respond to everything, 100%.
You know where I'm coming from? Look at how Monster and I, for example, hop on streams and then you go 1 hour, you get like 20 odd people on, fam. And I have to run through some idiots as well, fam, to chat to them. Man, the ones there. You know where I'm coming from? But I'm spitting, fam. Do you know what I mean? See how we hop on spaces. I was on the space the other day with some people that are just like, rah, big up to you, Matisse and them, man, because you man always interact with us. You don't leave us dead and whatnot. It's not like we're not busy. I can promise you, some of your content creators, they are not busy. They are not doing anything. They're just out there. They're not doing anything. But they feel
Why are you firing strays? Why are you firing strays?
I mean, the thing is, like, let me tell you something about strays, yeah? You only catch them if you catch it and you feel it, then that means you're part of that thing. You know them ones. So you feel like you're not coming from. Oh, you get my point, fam. Nah, let's do that, bro. I
didn't know everybody was coming to spit facts today. Let me read out 2 more super chats before I revert the conversation back on to what it was meant to be about. I just had to have that rant because I can't lie to you. When I saw that tweet, I knew where it came from. I knew the place it came from, and I didn't like it, and I had to respond. And Monster was saying, "Listen, when you've responded to that, you've just, you know what I mean? A content creator is gonna get bare smoke." But I couldn't bite my tongue. I read it, and I was like, "No, I'm sick of hearing this shit. I've heard it too many times before." A good
so shut up and dance,
huh?
All you content creators, shut your mouth and dance, bro. I don't care about none of that, bro. I don't care about your lives, bro. Just make content, bro.
Why are people saying I'm firing shots? I don't understand. I do fire.
Dami's forever firing shots. He always does it on my stream.
Dami moving like ever.
Let me read.
Dami's moving like ever. Oh.
Yeah. All 6 of our clubs are out of Hollywood 3G Pfizer Super League already. Didn't know the first knockout stage was happening so soon.
That's a fun. Yeah, that's comment of the month, bro.
That's a good one.
That's a funny comment, bro.
Super chat.
Big up yourself.
What a comment. That is hilarious. That's brilliant. That's something I love poetry in terms of words. Like I try to make sure the tweets are as creative as possible. That is something
to do what it does now. Someone's gonna steal it and post it, bro.
Yeah, someone's gonna tweet that.
2K likes.
Big up to all of you. Stay strong and don't let these foolish flamingos get to you. I love the creativity tonight. I love all of your content. Thank you so much for making our days. You guys mean a lot to us, man. I appreciate it. And like I said, you guys mean a lot to us. Do you know what I'm saying? The fact that you guys are watching, you're interacting, you're sending in chats, you're here every day. Sometimes I can put up a stream at 12 and you guys are still there.
And they still turn up, bro.
Do you know how much of a pleasure that is to know?
Bro, I went live. Bro,
Matisse,
I don't think you understood what happened on Sunday. Bro, we went live at 10. Yeah, I went live at 10:30, blood. Them man had school the next day. People had work the next day, and they still turned up and they still put in their money, fam. Do you know how much effort and dedication that takes? We appreciate the thing massively. You man don't clock, bro. Honestly speaking, like I said today, honestly, the last 3 days with the whole way things have been going, I only produce content because of you, man. I swear to God. If it was left down to me, I was gone. I was gone, bro. Honestly speaking.
asking how was going.
Fam, you man don't understand how important it is to me to upload daily. I didn't upload yesterday. I mean, it kind of does count because I guess the stream went into 3 a.m. But if I Dami will know if I don't upload, I'm feeling guilty. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I didn't turn up to you man's schedules. Do you know what I'm saying? You're waiting for me to do something today. Man didn't arrive. So listen,
that guy's 5 a.m.
I appreciate it.
5 a.m. See what I mean?
100%.
Dedication. Dedication. I rate it.
Really appreciate all the viewers, man. Honestly, I think she genuinely wanted to know what happened or what would happen to Chelsea content creators if the ECL went through. But big up to you. Yeah, man. Listen, I understand, but listen, when you check people's tweets and replies and you don't see the same sincere responses that you're getting, I start to question the motive. And listen, I'm just saying how it is. If you're gonna come with this sincere question, make sure that your other tweets and replies are not winky faces. And listen, I'm not an idiot. You know what I'm saying? Man wasn't born yesterday, so that's all I'm trying to say. Keep your energy very solid. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not interested in this two-faced nonsense. That's what I'm trying to say. And like I said, we've already spoken in DMs, apologies and whatnot. Cool, good. But I'm not a dickhead. Do you know what I'm saying? So don't try and mess around. If you're gonna say what you gotta say, just say it. Do you know what I'm saying? Just say that content creators, you're a joke, you're a bunch of joke man. Just say it, fam. Do you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm trying to do.
With your chest.
Just say it with your chest, bro. Just say it with your chest.
She's saying who she's talking about, bro.
Yeah, bro. Just you know what I'm saying. I'm not really onto anything
Quick
else.
question:
Bro,
the person who said this, are they popping on the gram or are they just anybody?
It was on Twitter.
Are they popping on Twitter or?
No, she's good, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Everybody's got their opinion, but I just don't want no one skirt. Do you know what I'm saying? Say what you got to say. Don't drift.
I love how we're like Drake right now. Bare subliminals, bro. But
This is not need for speed, bro.
The
Don't drift.
subliminals, bro. But you know, if it comes my way and I go ham, I don't want to hear anyone. I was bullying a woman or whatever. It's like, bro, she started it. You know what I mean? But I don't think she was talking to me anyway.
All I'm saying is don't drift the car. Just drive straight on the road. Pick your lane. You know what I'm saying? I always say to my granddad when he's driving down the North Circular, don't go into the fast lane because you're gonna have to get back into your own lane. You're not quick enough on these streets. Stay in your lane, bro, and make sure that you're clear. Don't drift. This is not a game. Don't drift around. Either you're in your lane or you're not. And if you're gonna change lane, make it very clear. That's all it is. We're gonna.
What is this, a tutorial?
Bro,
Someone asked. Someone asked what I'm using.
You might as well do like other influencers.
You don't need to do the whole night routine right now.
Like this was this. See what I mean? God sake.
Yo, my girl's got the same thing. You girls with your skincare, fam, take it to a whole new level. I can't lie to you, yeah.
Why are you pretend? Please don't ever do that. Don't do Anita like that. You're telling me has the same
routine, bro.
Yeah, you just said
has the face mask Anita.
Has the same skincare routine as Anita.
Face mask. Ooh.
Oh, what?
Vitamin C one. Vitamin C
yeah,
face
she's
mask.
got all of these liquids. She's got all of these drinks. Yeah, bro, it's long. It's bro, I can't lie to you. When I saw football all in his face, I said to myself, maybe this might have to be a different type of channel.
Ooh.
You know, makeup tutorial with your girlfriend.
Bravo.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine Matisse mukbang, fam? Imagine, fam, with his girlfriend.
I might have had to change because my thing is, yeah, if the Premier League don't mean anything, just to circle it back to football.
That's like booking someone at 12 a.m.
How am I meant to do a review?
I'll be putting on my makeup, honey.
How am I meant to do a review of Chelsea versus West Ham when it don't mean nothing? I'm just gonna have to do makeup tutorial. Yo, Anita, Dami, review gang, and you know we all do makeup and whatnot. Do you know what I'm saying?
I forget James Charles.
That would be more interesting.
For my dark-skinned ladies, this is amazing.
Can you imagine Matisse to go from the likes of Raphael Hoingstein to James Charles, fam?
No, listen,
done.
James Charles
Matisse would
on this channel. I've got morals. I don't know what that brother delves in, but yeah.
Okay,
He's
Matisse,
not
come
he's
now,
not
please.
coming on this channel.
We don't need certain communities being upset with us.
We're not doing no James Charles and David Dobrik's here. I'm promising you that. Yeah, let's keep that. Two
very different situations, but okay.
Yeah. I know it's not the same situation. I know. I'm just saying.
The way Dami would have James Charles on his channel in a heartbeat, bro.
Dami
just counted the ad revenue.
You're actually mad. You're mad for that, fam. You know them ones. You're actually mad for that. I can't even lie.
Dami would be like, "Hello, sisters."
Hey, sister.
Raw. Is that what we're doing? Stay no more, fam. You might
Dami just whipping out hand gestures that he's never done before.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Is there any Is there any
This is
more
turned from a
announcements?
football conversation into something else. Man.
I'm trying to bring the conversation back. Is there any more announcements that we need to know about, people? Because I'm checking Twitter, obviously. I'm trying to refresh it. Otherwise, we're going to wrap up soon because it's been 2 hours. My last 2 streams have been longer than ever before. I don't usually like to stream this long because I feel like anybody can't make it live. I don't want them to see 2 hours and be like, how the shit do I get through that?
Lastly, one thing that I forgot to mention earlier, everyone that was in this Super League, everyone's stock went down. All the teams that are publicly traded, all of their stocks went down. Yeah,
Good
by like 2% or something like that. Yeah.
Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Atletico are still in it properly, apparently.
What is the Super League going to be with just them 3 teams in it by themselves? What is that?
Florentino Perez is done. Like,
It's being done.
Finished. To
being
come out
done.
with all that chest and it gets ripped up 24 hours later. That is wild, bro.
Woodward's gone. Or he's leaving at the end of this year. Agnelli's gone as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and Yelly's gone as well, bro.
But
which is a big deal.
Perez absolutely has to leave because otherwise Real Madrid won't be able to compete in European competition, according to UEFA. That was the threat that they put out, and I think that's the threat that they should hold.
I'm just saying now, the man them that believe that Kroenke's not going anywhere, bro. He don't care, bro. He don't care. The Saudis aren't going anywhere, bro. But Tottenham, Levy's looking like
Levy's, yeah. Because Levy looks
been
like
there for a while though.
Yeah, he don't want to sell though, innit?
Yeah, from what I watched in that
he's not the owner.
Documentary.
He's like Levy. He has majority control of the club.
Yeah, but from what I saw in the documentary, it looks like he's got a bit of emotion. Do you know what I'm saying? You can tap into that.
All I've got to say is that them Tottenham and them were the last to leave, fam. You know them ones. Those ones that want to keep the party last. You know when the
They'll
party
get more money
Mourinho, they need the peas. They
Do
need.
you think them sacking Mourinho was some kind of distraction tactic for their criminal act trying to get into the
I think they really thought this was going to work. I think they really thought it was going to work. So they were like, you know what? Bun Mourinho blood. Do you know I'm coming from Bun Mourinho? Let's say that, fam. Let's get rid of him now. Because let's get rid of him now. We can pay for it later. They didn't know this was gonna happen. Them man now how much in debt, bro? They are borrowing money from the government still. Did you know that? Both of them clubs, Arsenal and Tottenham, they are done now in this institution. Do you know what I mean?
43 million.
No.
Sorry,
we don't call this soccer, bro. This is football. Like, respect the game, bro. No soccer over here.
Soccer.
Football.
Guys, I need to go off to bed. I've got an early morning tomorrow.
Of course, son. Of course.
I'm not you. I ain't you. I
You
know
men
you
are
smiling.
dirty,
You
bro.
weren't smiling before. We know why.
You know the way these men are gonna FaceTime each other when it's done, bro.
You guys are.
Listen, we're gonna wrap up anyway soon. It's been a great stream. What I wanted to get off my chest yesterday, but I didn't have the energy to do so, has been got off my chest now. It's nice to see that it seems to be coming to a conclusion. Obviously, there's still some teams in it. I'll read out the super chat first, but yeah, Danny says, I don't know how this even got into my recommendations. I don't even like soccer. Since y'all are soccer fans, tell me what's best about the game. Yo, this brother just sounds like he came from the Discovery Channel watching crocodiles and pandas and whatnot, and just ended up over here. What's best about the game, bro, is that tonight we saved some sort of competition. We still got a long way to go, but at least West Ham can still make the Champions League. Leicester can still make the Champions League. And
if he don't know what soccer is, then I doubt he knows what West Ham is.
Yeah, you're giving him too much, bro.
I don't know how to explain it, bro.
You know what it is? You know the easiest way to say it, fam? Football is fucking unbelievable. That's all we can say.
Unbelievable. Greatest sport in the world.
No, sorry. Soccer is fucking unbelievable. Do you know where I'm coming from? So, that's all I can say.
I think UFC is quickly taking that spot, but okay.
Stop it, bro.
Bro, I just love to.
It's not even 1%. Like, let's not even go there.
Yeah, Sanjay's trying to come with it. Sanjay's been spitting facts for a while. And what he's trying to do now is come with an.
It's late, bro. It's almost bro. My 20 minutes of good content has come and gone, bro. Please.
Listen, over one here. Soccer is a British word. Remember that. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, it's true. Well, it doesn't mean that it's right. It doesn't mean that it's right to call it that. I love this game. Facts from someone in the chat. Listen, we're going to wrap up now. This is a long stream. And like I said, for the people that didn't get to catch it live, I don't like making them see a 2 hour. You know what I'm saying? I know they're not going to get through. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to do timestamps. I'm really not. Like, I'm
Man is chatting to them like they will get to the 2 hour mark.
Bro, they're probably not. But,
Bro,
like,
this is too long. I know there's only 7 more minutes, but bro,
I'm not a brother to do timestamps in it. So I'm just like, at this point, you know what I'm saying? I want.
All right, let me ask one question to everyone else, and then we're done. Everyone here, yeah. Are we 100% done with the Super League, or do you think it will pop back up at some point? Not today, not tomorrow, but maybe a couple of years from now.
No,
do you think we're done with it? Or?
I think it's done. I think they're gonna come to a common ground with UEFA and FIFA, and then something's gonna come out of there. I think as for the Super League itself, I think that's done.
Okay.
Dami, what are you, bro? What do you think?
Somebody saying you missed their super chat in the thing.
Sorry.
Someone is saying you missed their super chat. I don't know what he's talking
okay.
about.
I'll find it.
But yeah, what do I think of the whole competition? Like,
do you think it ever pop back up, or are we done there?
It's switched, Daniel. Quickly, how you feeling about Buck and Roman?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Go for it.
Yeah. I said I never even because I was thinking, because this is what I thought about a few. And then
now your Wi-Fi really moving like chicken.
Am I back?
You're back.
You're back.
My back.
Yeah, go for it.
What I was thinking before is like I said, right, when the Super League happens and you've got the 15 teams, yeah, and then they now have another super duper league where 6 teams break off because the other ones are not up to standard. It was never going to work, innit? I don't think they're going to bring this back. I genuinely don't think they're going to bring it back. But what is scary to me, yeah, is the fact that this has been in thought since 2008, blood. It's been there since 2008. That domain was bought in 2008, fam. Do you know how mad that is? 2008. We hadn't even won the UCL, bro. And then man were chatting about it already. Do you know how mad that is? Nah, fam. Nah, blood. I don't think it can come back. It might not come back in this form. That's for sure.
Something
Saj, you take it away, actually.
Okay, quickly. Something that I didn't have a chance to do is break down the financials of from the Champions League money before the tournament starts to the finals. It's nuts. Basically, just like I think it's like 3.6 billion, and then the winner ends up getting like 48 million.
No. The winner, no. The winner gets around like 120, I think, something like that.
No. Throughout the tournament, I'm just saying, just for the finals, you get 48.
Oh, just the final, from the beginning?
No, just for the finals. For the whole thing is that, yeah. So basically, a long story short, so say you get 130 mil for the whole tournament. There's still a lot of money missing, and I can understand why. Huh?
UEFA takes that. We all know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
UEFA are the crooks.
Yeah, I can understand why teams are pissed off.
Yeah, 100%.
It's not just UEFA though; it's the FA as well. Not the FA, sorry, the Premier League as well, doing the same thing. They're eating all the money.
Yeah, Perez was not. I dropped the statement.
Perez weren't wrong in saying why are we not getting
larger shares?
Salaries?
It's just the way that he
salaries of the UEFA president. Why is it not being published and things like that? He's not wrong in saying that. He's not wrong.
For real. Yeah. So I just don't see it ending, bro. I see that Dami just said they've had this since 2008, bro. They've only just tried to whip it out now. Okay, cool. They go away. They firm up some sponsors, firm up the situation a bit better, maybe find a more inclusive way of getting it done. I think this will be back in like 3 years.
Yeah.
I feel this is inevitable. Maybe not today, not tomorrow.
Well,
I thought it will happen.
Let's hope the next time it's proposed, they do it a lot better and they do it with a little bit more integrity about them, and the rules are a little bit more inclusive and competitive. Daniel says quickly, how are we all feeling on Buck and Roman? Personally, for me, I don't know about the rest of the boys, but I need detail before I comment on those two, especially Roman, because Buck, I really don't know his involvement. Like, I don't know what goes on behind the scenes. I don't know who made the final decision. I don't know who was for and against, and I don't want to just start making assumptions just because it's the easy thing to do. We didn't see either of these two names on the co-chairman panel, so it's not as easy for me to just be like, yo, fuck you, man. Obviously, with Kroenke, very easy. With Perez, very easy. With Henry, very easy. With all these, because you can see their name in the lights, but I don't know who's responsible, so I'm not going to just start ripping into people. But what I will say is that someone is responsible and someone does need to be held accountable. I can't remember what we was gonna say finally before I wrapped up, but yeah. Sorry. Someone said there was a UEFA Super Cup statement.
That's what I was telling you, innit? I have it here.
Oh, okay, go for
read
it.
it out, please.
And also that person, IIMMXXC9. I saw your comment, fam. I saw you, blood, before you retracted. You know them ones there. I saw you, fam. Anyways, the Europeans convinced that the current status quo of European football needs to change. We are proposing a new European competition because the existing system doesn't work. Okay. Our proposal is aimed at allowing the sport to evolve while generating resources and stability for the full football pyramid. Can you see how stupid that sounds? Including helping to overcome the financial difficulties experienced by the entire football community as a result of the pandemic. It would also provide materially enhanced solidarity payments to all football stakeholders. Despite the announced departure of the English club, forced to take such decision due to the pressure out of them, we are convinced our proposal is fully in line with European law and regulations, as was demonstrated today by a court decision to protect the Super League from third-party actions. One more paragraph. Given the current circumstances, we shall reconsider the most appropriate step to reshape the project, always having in mind our goals of offering fans the best experience possible while enhancing solidarity payments for the entire football community. You know how daft that sounds?
E.g., we ain't giving up with this.
Yeah,
they basically said
they can't give up. They've invested everything into this. How can they just give up?
It's not over.
But do you know what I think is interesting now? Now that the English teams are out of this, we are getting. I see. Earlier when I was blaming the Spanish teams. Remember, Matisse? Earlier when I was blaming.
Yeah.
Now that the English teams are out of this, we're getting a lot clearer of an idea who really is pushing for this.
Suspended.
I told people. I said this. See, let me tell you something. The European Super League was never going to work without the English teams. It was never going to work because the English teams are the ones that bring in the most revenue, blood.
There's a reason why there's 6 English teams and there's only like 2 from every other league. Like, but then there's a big reason.
Yeah, but then, bro, in the same turn, Perez says in his quotes, I think these are real, that everybody wants to watch Real Madrid versus Barcelona, but not Liverpool versus Man United. So that was very contradicting statement, because if everybody wants to watch you guys, then why is there so many English teams involved, and why is it not equal amongst equal countries? Do you know what I'm saying? Why is there more English teams than Italian teams? Because clearly you've noticed that the Premier League is the most entertaining league in terms of viewership, and you've said to yourself, well, we need as many from here as possible, and etc. etc. So it was
also
never
financially lucrative as well.
Yeah, of course, exactly. So we obviously have the most money because we've been benefiting from the Premier League situation that's been going on as clubs. So we need your money. Come have some fun into the party. It's a popularity contest. So it's one of those things where, listen, it's probably not going away, but listen, they have to suspend it because they've got sponsors and people and contracts. And if you can say to them, all right, it's not over, it's suspended, then you can potentially negotiate and say, right, I know you've invested a lot of money into this, hold your horses, we're going to try and fix it, kind of thing.
Basically, what they mean by that is they're going to go away. Trust me, if PSG, Dortmund and Bayern a couple of days ago said, yes, we will join, this conversation wouldn't be happening. We would have pushed way on.
Yeah.
You kind of can't advertise you have all the biggest clubs if you only have 2/3 of the biggest clubs. It doesn't work. And it's not a legacy thing, it's a money thing. Whoever generates the most money can be in it. That's it. Simple.
It's money.
Final comments there. Listen, it's been a good stream. Obviously tomorrow, London Clubs Carnage. Some sort of normality returns to this channel, which is going to be good tomorrow, with Lee, Toby, and Corey. And the weekly shows continuing in the West Ham game. And obviously, we didn't speak much about Brighton. There's not really much to talk about. I'm probably going to take Chelsea versus Brighton out of the title now, actually, because I want to put everybody that featured in the title. There's not enough space. So, obviously, links are going to be in the description for everyone's channels as well. But yeah, Chelsea versus Brighton is not really a talking point. Nothing happened. I don't even know if I'm going to be talking about it on the byline. So yeah. So people, make sure you go and check out the links in the description. Subscribe to everyone's channel. I really appreciate you guys watching with us. You know, concurrently, there's been a lot of you in here. We've gone all over the place. We've spoken about governing bodies. We've spoken about the future of football. We've spoken about what we just came through over the last few days. And we've spoken about our personal lives and content creation and why this means a lot to us. So, and I appreciate you guys for watching. So yeah, it's been a great show. And I guess that's it. Do you know what I'm saying? In a bit, people.
You have one more show tomorrow as well.
Oh yeah, Are you running that? Yeah. Are we back? Yeah, are we back, Dami? Yeah.
Yes, we're back.
We're back. You know what? Because sometimes I don't know. All right, we're back. Fantastic. So 4 p.m. Dami's channel. You know what time it is. I don't know. Maybe a little fun tier list. I don't know what this brother's got planned, but we'll see.
Yeah, we're not. See, as long as nothing new comes out tomorrow, we're gonna have vibes. You know what I mean? It's gonna be vibes.
A stress-free stream.
I think, yeah, this might be our first official podcast, blood. You know them ones there.
Also quickly, Angeli denied that he's gonna step down. In the 11 minutes ago, he's gonna step down from the presidency of Juventus.
He said that.
Yeah. Fabrizio Romano.
Yeah.
I didn't even know who this guy was until 2 days ago, bro.
Oh, really?
Jesus
You don't know
Christ.
what this journalist?
This guy's like the Jesus Christ of football, league news.
All right. And by the way, there's not going to be an after credits, okay? So you don't need to stay for that. I'm not going to do that every time. It was funny the first time, but I'll sparingly use that tool of entertainment. I'm not going to milk it. All right, bye.
He's not leaving, Sash.
I said bye.
Huh?